homes. Our team of All-Americans has the tools, training, and technology to get them gone for good. But if they do come back,
so do we, for free.
That's our All-American guarantee. All-American Pest Control.
Middle Tennessee's most lovable pest control company. To learn more, just visit our website, yuckbugs.com.
Get Titans radio highlights delivered to your smartphone after every Titans game.
He can run this thing. 40, 45, 50, 45, Tannehill to the 41. What an effort. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, end zone. Ladies and gentlemen, 69 yards. Derrick Henry, touchdown! Titans!
Subscribe to Titans radio highlights wherever you get your podcasts. From the WinBet studio, win with WinBet. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville.
A Cumulus media station.
The Titans and the Rams. Kickoff is Sunday night at 7:20 on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
Good afternoon. I am Joe Hunk, and yes, the Titans yesterday afternoon won 34-31 in overtime. A.J. Brown had 155 yards receiving, and he also had a touchdown. But obviously the big news of the day, and is going to continue to be, is the fact that Derrick Henry will undergo surgery on Tuesday for his injured right foot. It is being reported that he will be out 6 to 10 weeks. Also being reported right now by Adam Schefter is that the Tennessee Titans have signed Adrian Peterson. And it is initially he is being signed to the Titans practice squad with expectation to be added to the active roster. And while that's going on, great news. The Rams have also finalizing a trade for Von Miller from the Denver Broncos. Now, the trade is going to involve a second-round and a third-round draft pick in next year's draft. That's what they'll be getting in return. And the Broncos will be paying $9 million of his $9.7 million base salary. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay.
Jacksonville, check. Buffalo, check. Kansas City, check. Indianapolis in overtime, check. Final score, Tennessee, 34. Indianapolis, 31 in overtime. As for the third year in a row, the Titans come to Lucas Oil Stadium and get it done again.
All right, let me just start with, I love Coach Mack laughing. Like, that makes everything better in a lot of cases. So maybe you feel the same way, because obviously there are some conflicting emotions going on in this town right now as the Titans take a stranglehold on the division.
Thank goodness.
And then lose King Henry for 6 to 10 weeks, according to Ian Rappaport. And it's a Jones fracture. I don't know who Jones is. Indiana Jones. I don't know. We need to investigate that. But we've done a lot of research, I'm sure, as all of you guys have as well. But this website, verywellhealth.com, talks about the Jones fracture recovery being 6 to 8 weeks. Mm-hmm. And that if you don't get surgery, it could be 3 months or even more. So Derrick Henry will have surgery tomorrow. So that's where they are. Also, the Titans signed Adrian Peterson, who is 357 years old.
About the same age as the Jones fracture, letting you know that it was Robert Jones that discovered the procedure in 1902.
Robert Jones.
Robert Trent Jones, like the golf courses are named after? Or are we talking about a different Bob?
It's actually Sir Robert Jones.
Yeah. Oh, sir.
Yeah, he discovered the injury when it happened to him when he broke his foot while dancing.
What? Oh, well, there you go.
He was doing the Lindy.
Derrick Henry doesn't dance anymore. He used to.
Downhill
he used to until he got it figured out. That's right. You know, when he was running soft.
That was pretty good. She's Don Davenport.
Hi.
Welcome back from Provo, Utah. You've established residence there.
Apparently I have. How about my game? I hope you took the over, Slay, because we hammered it at halftime.
I know nothing about your game.
I'm not even being over dramatic.
No,
we hammered the over at
watching.
halftime.
Did Virginia win?
No.
Nope.
And they might have lost their quarterback. And
Wasn't he supposed to be like, there you go.
Heisman voters need to watch that dude. I've never seen.
Evidently not.
Brennan,
broke his ribs, didn't he?
I mean, he said, I think I broke them. And then listen to this just real quick, and then we'll hop into the Titan stuff. But Brennan Armstrong is the Virginia quarterback. Like,
Yes.
I've never seen leadership like that on a sideline. So he goes down or whatever, and he was trying to fight for yards, right? We see it all the time. Super competitive, trying to fight for the first down, whatever. Before he goes to the locker room, after, he probably broke his ribs and might be done for the year, before he goes to the locker room, stops and talks to his offensive guys and is like, guys, I'm so sorry. I should have gone down. I shouldn't have done that. And now I'm not here for you. I'm sorry. Go get him, blah, 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 whatever. Goes to the locker room. Like, it's legit, and he's really good. Now the defense has left a bit to be desired on top of it. But like I said, Slay, I told anybody that asked, I said, I'd go over.
Yes,
I'd go
did.
with the over in this game. And sure enough, at
did.
halftime, we were at, I think that, and by the way, the over-under was 66.5.
Yeah. and they
Like, it ain't like it was
obliterated
low, and we hit it at halftime.
that. Obliterated it.
Boy, I hit SMU and whoever they were playing.
Houston, yeah.
Yeah, that was my
game.
biggest bet. That and the Georgia-Florida -14 and under. Those were my two big bets on Saturday and crushed. I said on Friday that you are probably the only person in America that doesn't live in Provo, Utah, that's been to Provo, Utah twice in 1 year.
Over and
That's
over
true.
and over and over.
And Beth Mowens and Kirk Morrison, my
Yeah.
two announcers. Yeah, us three. Which, by the way, Tennessee fans, you will get us.
Let's go.
On Saturday. We are your broadcast crew for your game
Listen,
at
man.
Kentucky on
At
ESPN2.
Kentucky. That's right.
I had to wake up this morning at 4:15, and when I did, I looked at my phone, and I had a text message from Ron Slay.
That's right.
I don't know when
At
he sent
4:15
it because
in the morning?
because I didn't go to sleep. Basketball practice started today, so I didn't go to sleep until after the Braves-Astros game. So that's not early, right? Like that game went on and on and on and on. And so I don't know what time you texted me, but he said Tennessee is +3 right now. I'm going money line now.
Yep.
And so I immediately, before I even got out of bed, placed the money line bet for Tennessee +3. And now what is it?
1.5.
1.5.
Really?
Yep. It'll probably be a pick 'em by the time we get there.
Yeah.
Tennessee mess around to be favored.
Kentucky got blown the hell out by
Kentucky
Mississippi
did
State.
get
They
blown
did
out.
not look – they could not run – didn't even try, it seemed like, to run the ball.
All right, there he is. He's Ron Slay.
Yep. Hey, I'm in the building. Best believe I'm in the building. Better be ready. I'm in the building. Car ain't got no rules. Time for the show.
Do you
So,
This gets me going,
This
but
is
do you
one.
feel like
just the one. But
this is the one, but are you
nope.
I'm like I don't know. I feel like we can't have it tonight.
Listen,
Nah,
I know.
we're not.
Listen, I know people aren't feeling it right now. I know people aren't feeling it
Yeah,
right now.
actually
But
not.
hey, give us some time, and you'll be feeling it.
Yeah.
We'll get you.
Oh, I got something to make you feel.
All
The
feels?
momentum of what's going to happen Saturday. But right here for the Titans, I got something to talk you into also. Listen, people. It's going to be a long rest of the year. That don't mean it ain't got to be a great rest of the year, though. Like
We can all agree that there is tremendous amount of fight in that locker room.
without question.
Oh.
And they
hell
love
yes.
having their back against the wall.
And
Guess what?
your back's against the wall.
Every damn
And
week.
you'll be the underdog every week. And you got national attention
Well,
now.
hey, all these people that are like, "Oh, you can't make a running back MVP." About to find out one way or the other,
Hello.
right?
Hello, Bab.
What does this team do
Yeah.
without it?
Yeah.
So there are lots of questions. Like, you can't replace him, but obviously they signed Adrian Peterson, and my guess would be there's going to be, a conglomerate of running backs that are out there carrying the football.
By the way, you mentioned his age,
36.
36 years old. This is exactly what I thought of. Y'all are going to think I'm crazy, but
We already did.
if he were a woman and was pregnant, then he would be considered geriatric. Like, that's the running back they just signed. That is the age of a geriatric pregnancy.
Geriatric.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that AP's probably not pregnant or
No,
going to
but-
be.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, without doubt,
age-wise.
without doubt.
That's exactly what I thought, because I was like, how
Listen.
old is he? Huh?
But, okay.
What?
He's going to be 37 in March, so he's like on the back end of the 36 too.
Well, then he's like solid geriatric.
So what you're saying is, under the medical terms, the medical industry, the medical people, where am I going with this? They view Adrian Peterson as geriatric.
Yes.
Hey, Lou.
A geriatric running back.
Hey,
throw him out there, give him the ball.
Hey,
let's see.
If they view a pregnant woman at that age,
You want me to tell you how I feel about
they're
him?
both physical undertakings.
Does this not fit in perfectly with the Titans? If that's what they're going to take on, to where the underdogs, like everybody counts us out, I think Adrian has been counted out. And who would want to prove more than a guy like this?
There's a reason he's available right now. It's because he's been counted out.
But okay, let's put this into perspective.
And he's 36 freaking years old.
I get that he's 36 and that he's not on a roster and that nobody wanted him and all of those things. Well, now somebody needed him.
Yes,
and so here you go. But let me just throw this out there before y'all all say, he's too old to play football in the National Football League.
Throw it, Mayor.
Adrian Peterson averaged 3.9 yards per carry last year for Detroit.
On a horrible team.
So bring him in. Let's see what he's got.
Listen.
McNichols, throw the ball more.
Hey.
A.J. Brown take over.
I'm not opposed to the move.
I
Don't
love
get me
the move,
wrong.
honestly.
I mean, what do you have to lose?
I'm going to tell you what I don't love.
I'm not opposed to the move. I'm just keeping it real by saying
you got to keep it real, Babs.
Anybody at this point in the season that is available for a reason. Go ahead, Slay.
So I think, and we'll get into it later, when you talk about bionic people in this position,
superhero type.
This is one.
He is the model.
This
right?
is one. Like if you said, you know what, I'm gonna age Derrick Henry by 10 years, what would he look like? I got an example.
That guy.
It'd be Adrian Peterson.
Well, you remember Mickey always uses the whole a sophisticated cyborg sent back from space or whatever. He used that to describe Derrick Henry. He used to use it to describe Adrian Peterson. So
there you go.
I mean, he's not wrong there.
No. And
the guy that healed from an ACL faster than anybody has ever healed from an ACL ever in the history of ACL.
Hey, I wouldn't put it past Derrick Henry to kind of speed through this recovery process too. Look how hard that guy works. I'm not trying to put pressure on it. I'm just saying he's that kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, and some of that is just how your body reacts to stuff
and
too,
how you
right?
taking care of your body.
You know that, Slay,
without
because
question.
like you can have a torn ACL and be fine in record amount of time. I could have a torn ACL and it affects me for 3 freaking years.
Some people are fast healers.
Yeah, you never know there.
You do not know until the time.
I have a buddy who's an orthopedic surgeon and deals with athletes a lot. So I've got to call into him just to see what he's seen over the years from that injury and all of that.
Man.
So we'll see.
All right, we need to get your reaction. We'll continue to spew ours.
And don't forget Kentucky.
I'm
going to say that all week.
Oh, it's Monday. That's right.
Randomly.
What are you going to do next Monday if Kentucky wins?
Who?
Every time you say Kentucky, should I just play Rocky
That's
Top?
the right term.
Oh, my God.
He's not even going to address you.
By the way, the game is already sold out.
Bingo.
Sold out.
It ain't hard to sell out 20,000.
Oh, come on.
I will not be going to Kroger either. I'm only going to Publix.
But we love you, Kroger.
Let's go, D. Henry. Fight, baby.
This is a 1 week thing for you?
Yes.
Just a 1 week boycott.
I want my fuel bucks.
Oh, man. All right. I'm going to continue to read up on this Sir Robert Jones, who came up with the Jones fracture while dancing in London or something.
Can I be sir?
Liverpool.
I won't be a sir.
Well, you got to get knighted.
Do we know anything?
Well, yeah, the Queen of England does it.
Only her, though?
I don't think she can hold the sword even. Like she's
that's what I'm saying. Ret B.
Ret B.
I think
Hey, what about the guy that always slams the sword down at the middle of Nissan Stadium? I wonder if we can use that sword.
He's too strong. He might go through my shoulder blade. Red B will be kind.
What, they have somebody different do it all the time now.
Do
That's
they?
a new thing. Yeah, because
do you got to be jacked?
what's her name? The singer Sheryl Crow did it for the Monday night game.
White Shoes did it for the Oilers game.
Yes, but Sheryl Crow's out there throwing the sword, and I'm like,
I really think I would
put her on the mic and let her sing the national anthem.
That's what we need from her.
Sheryl Crow.
I totally would impale my foot with that. I would have the Jones fracture.
What? Yeah, that would be a debacle.
Me with the Jones fracture is a little different than the King. By the way, I guess the King has been knighted by the Queen of England. I don't know. We'll be right back. Your reaction, Derrick Henry out 6 to 10 weeks. Titans in firm control of the division. Have won 3 in a row and 4 out of 5 against the Colts. We'll be right back. 615-737-1045.
Derrick Henry suffered a foot injury and is expected to miss 6 to 10 long weeks.
You know, I'm always hopeful if anybody can, I guess, come back, it would be Derrick.
So what does this mean for the rest of the season?
We're going to continue to run the ball with whoever's in there. We're going to run our offense.
And will King Henry be back for the playoffs?
I'm not going to put any expectations on any sort of timeline.
For the very latest, keep it to your flagship for Titans Radio and home for Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, touchdown! Titans!
104.5 The Zone.
Go to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to get that next new vehicle. Go take a test drive. Talk with my friends at Upton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Go inside. They'll help make the numbers work. It'll be that easy. There will not be any pressure on you at all from these guys. They simply want you in the vehicle that's right for you. That's it. And that's what will happen. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. Go see my friends at Upton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and get that next new vehicle. Whether you have something that breaks down a lot. Maybe you are dumping money into repairs. You need something a little more reliable. Whatever your situation is, why ever, yeah, I'll use that word. Why ever you're looking, add it to the 3HL dictionary. Why ever you're looking, let my friends at Upton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram help you. If you're looking around dealership to dealership, certainly include these guys. You'll be glad that you did. Best car buying experience you will ever have. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in Springfield, Tennessee. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com. That's Upton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From city streets to back roads. From road warrior to carpooler. There are some things you can always count on. Like the reliability, durability, and power of DieHard, America's most trusted auto battery. No matter where your journey takes you, count on DieHard to get you started on the road ahead. Available at your local Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest stores.
Daddy Rack Tennessee Straight Whiskey. It's new. You need to try some today. Man, Halloween weekend was fun. Watching all kinds of football games, watching the World Series, walking around the neighborhood, making sure everything was going well there with a little sippage of Daddy Rack Tennessee Straight Whiskey happening all over the place. Yes, add that word to the 3HL dictionary. You need to try some today. It is spectacular, and it is a local product made right here in Middle Tennessee and Columbia, to be exact. Try some. You'll love it. It's smooth and very, very good. Priced right as an everyman whiskey at $29.99. Very mixable with anything you would mix your whiskey with, or drink it straight, put some ice in there, whatever you want to do. Daddy Rack Tennessee Straight Whiskey is awesome. DaddyRack.com is the website. Add it to your bar. Share it with your friends. Try some today. That's Daddy Rack Tennessee Straight Whiskey.
Treating erectile dysfunction with acoustic wave therapy has been getting a lot of attention lately, but you should know that some are promising results. We just Man, NFL
that
on
one you're
Sunday.
picking with your heart. Sorry.
NFL Sunday. I am scorching. You hear me? I mean scorching. Parsley rolling. And listen, a lot of people hit me on Twitter saying, "Hey man, can you post with Parsley?" Nope.
Gotta
You what
listen.
you can boom. Say it again, Babs.
Gotta listen.
I don't know what else you want me to do. I'm giving you. Mark Mariani said they're giving you free money. I'm giving you free money, man. You want to listen? I can't keep writing it down for you. Take a picture. I don't give.
By the way, Mark Mariani, blood in the water pick.
Bingo.
Nailed
Winner. Yeah.
Winner, chicken dinner.
What was his
again.
pick?
Titans.
Money
Need the
line.
point. I went Titans. I told you after all my talk on Friday about how I think Indianapolis is going to win because they have to. They have to win.
And they play like it.
I went money
They
line.
did.
Titans.
They really
play
did.
like
I didn't need the points. I went money line.
Like they were going for it on fourth down and everything.
All seriousness, if you were sitting in that Colts facility after that game, you were looking around the room going, how in the hell did we just lose that game? They had almost 200 yards of penalties. Tannehill threw 2 picks. Henry was ineffective. Now we know why. But all of those things happen, and you
Got a
lose.
freaking broken foot.
Carson Wentz threw an interception with the wrong hand in his own end zone.
That was amazing.
That was bizarre.
Didn't Ron Slade tweet, we need the Philly Wentz to show up?
And
Boy,
he
he did, bro.
Yes, he did.
I mean,
Yes,
he was
he
like,
did.
I see Slade's tweet. Watch this.
I got something for you.
I got something
Watch,
for you.
watch this. Watch me. You got it.
The left-handed throw. By the way, Bud Dupree.
Dog.
I remember something that Philip Fulmer used to say. Philip Fulmer used to say, it's not a sin to get blocked. It's a sin to stay blocked. Bud Dupree got blocked to the ground.
On the ground.
Got up and made that happen.
Hey, that was tough, man.
Made an NFL quarterback who's paid a lot of money
Yeah.
to look like an 8-year-old
That's that motor.
playing flag football.
That's that motor. That's that motor. That's what you pay them the big
That's
bucks
a
for.
great quote, by the way.
It is.
Not a sin to get blocked. It's a sin to stay blocked.
Mm-hmm.
See, Fulmer's
good
got him,
stuff.
but he's not like showy with him.
Mhm.
Like they don't show
You got to
up.
be in the locker room with him.
Yeah,
They're
it
not
is.
Butch Jones style quotes. They're not Derek Dooley
not-
shower etiquette
Yeah,
quotes.
they don't get turned into slogans.
Right.
I'm so no man.
See, I know like Tennessee fan like thinks of Butch one way. I actually like him, but I know him, but
I love Butch.
he's hilarious.
He's got a lot of work to do there at Arkansas State.
Oh my
man.
gosh.
He
Man.
has nothing.
Does he even put players on the
watched a
field to
little
play
bit.
defense?
I mean, you know how James Franklin bolted Vanderbilt and the cupboard
Yeah.
was empty?
Yeah.
Yeah. The cupboard is
Cupboard's
like
bare.
that. There ain't even a door on that cupboard. There is nothing there
You got a
at
shelf.
Arkansas
I like
State.
covers like that. I can just see right
Bare
into it.
cupboards?
Yeah.
Bare cupboard.
You can see that there's nothing in the cupboard. At least Vanderbilt had like the door on it when Franklin bolted.
Shiny handle.
Where does he end up, by the way?
615-737-1045. There's so much to get into. Obviously,
So
we're
much.
going to be dominated discussion-wise by the Derrick Henry situation. Again, if you have been working all day and just got out of a conference room or something, Derrick Henry 6 to 10 weeks with a Jones fracture.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sir
Basically
Robert
broken
Jones.
foot.
Yeah, broken. Fifth metatarsal is the pinky toe. That sucks,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, that's like
man, the pinky
Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was her name?
You know what I was trying to
know.
think of it.
It starts with a D.
Dolores. Nope.
Delilah?
Nope. Gosh.
I can't help you.
All right, hit us on Twitter at 3HL145.
Come
anyway,
on.
She
Vera?
Vera. It was Vera. It was Vera.
like we said.
Where did we get a D
Delilah.
from, though?
you know,
Because it's a
started
D
with
in
a
there
D.
somewhere, though.
I don't know.
Maybe her real name.
Y'all
Doris
are
Burke.
crazy. All right.
We are crazy.
Let's
There's
talk
also a
Titans here.
Dominique.
Well, she got shot in the pinky
That was
toe.
Dominique
Dominique.
LaRue. Dominique LaRue.
All right, we have a doctor. Is that correct?
Yes.
Huh?
Anesthesiologist is
Is this
called.
Babs? This ain't Babs' doctor.
No, it's not my guy.
Okay.
Is this on line 5? Yes. Okay. Rick is in Franklin. Hey, Rick, what's up, man?
Hey, how y'all doing?
We're
How you
good.
doing,
We're
Rick?
trying to learn a little bit about this Jones fracture.
Yeah, I was going to call and just give my aspect of it because, I do anesthesia. So I've worked with a lot of orthopedic surgeons over the past 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
First, the Jones fracture. It's named after a British surgeon. I do know that from working with Burton Elrod, which is old Titans doc.
Yep.
Dr. Elroy.
Over at Baptist, but now it's called St. Thomas.
Yep.
The problem with those fractures, everyone's right. The conservative approach would be to put someone in a boot. But the problem there is it's non-union, which means blood flow is affected, so it doesn't heal that well. So what they'll most likely do for Derrick, they'll probably put a pin in that toe.
Yep.
And that, being a high-performance athlete, those guys are healthy. They usually heal pretty quick, but I would say 6 to 8 weeks as far as time to heal. Now, if you're talking a 30 or 40-year-old, it's going to take quite a while. But him being an athlete, I think he'll heal pretty quick. He'll just have to stay off of it. And the concern with the pin, though, is that could affect his running when he heals and gets over, his convalescence time. That could affect his run. He's got a pin in that longer. Well, it's a pinky toe, but there's the longer section of the pinky toe.
My thing, why do we even have a pinky toe? Should we even go down? These are the questions that come up on 3HL. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate you. Anesthesiologist.
He's all serious, and we go, so why do we have that pinky toe, Doc?
I mean, that thing just sits there. I mean, what does it do?
It might not be that important for, us kind of people. It's kind of important when you're a running back and you shift and cut and
probably throw off your balance.
Plant and whatever else you do.
Are you saying that he should pull a Ronnie Lott and just cut it off and just go?
Just cut it off, keep playing.
And he's available this weekend? Just cut it off and let's go.
I don't think he could do that one. You don't need that pinky on your hand.
So if you don't have a pinky toe, like some people have 6 toes, are they more balanced than other people?
It could be.
Maybe good swimmers. I don't know.
What
are
I
the
have
causes?
an extra bone there in my.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I do in my on the outside of my pinky toe. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know why you need that either. I just made you snort.
Did that help you in your volleyball career?
No.
Does it help
actually,
you swim faster?
I'm not a big swimmer, so I can swim. No, I'm not Buck. I can swim.
I don't even know how you don't know how to swim. Literally,
Buck does not know how to
does
swim.
Not know how to swim.
Yeah.
So if we just threw him into we just took him to the lake, and we just threw him off the boat right in the middle of the lake.
That's party over.
Buck's not rising anymore.
No, that party is over.
Buck's sinking.
Yeah. Ooh.
I can't believe we're laughing about
Andrew
this.
will be gone.
This is just Andrew.
Yeah.
All right, what are the causes of Jones fracture? Here you go. Jones
yeah.
fractures may be the result of specific trauma event or a chronic overuse situation. My man's missed 2 games, and we're in year 6. That's a lot of use.
That is.
By the way, Adrian Peterson just tweeted out a really weird picture of him with a Oiler blue Zorro mask on. Have you seen this?
No, come on, AD. Don't get weird.
And he wrote hashtag new profile pic.
AD, don't get weird on this one.
And he's sitting on a leather couch or next to.
He can get weird all he wants.
Just come down here and get 4 or 5 yards.
Go for it. Huh? Yeah. just be a piece. Be a piece to that offense so that they can keep things moving.
What?
Julio Jones, get healthy.
Who is he? Donatello?
Step in.
Donatello. Speaking of D words, Della Reese.
So Della Reese was a real name. Character was Vera.
Okay. I don't remember the character name, but
I just saw my text from my guy Dickie, who was like Della Reese.
See?
I don't watch any of these movies. I have no idea what y'all are talking about.
Don't worry. We're going to have I can't
Red Sanford in there.
Army, Navy, Army game. Army, Navy game. You got to say it the correct way. What is it?
Army, Navy game.
Yeah, Army, Navy game. Babs, you will be watching movies that night. So.
Oh, Lord.
Prepare.
Matt says your pinky toe is your furniture detector.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, I really have issues with that because I don't pay attention. By the way, Adrian Peterson's Twitter is kind of entertaining. He's
just start following.
He's all in, man. He's like, let's go. Like NFL throwback an hour ago.
I would love for him to call the show, but you called him a geriatric running back, so he's probably not.
He is.
At the top, Adrian Peterson's never done. What better fitting place to come than the Titans?
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Anyway, so he quote tweeted NFL throwback that what is this? An Atlanta Minnesota game. I don't know what year this was, but anyway, it's him just freaking bulldozing, running over people. Look at that. Oh,
Here's
my
the
gosh.
thing, like-
and he said, I think I can still do that.
Well, that would be nice. Here's the thing, though. Like, to replace Derrick Henry, you need Adrian Peterson in his prime. And then you're talking about.
Well, but, we got to be clear here.
Yeah, we're not replacing him.
He's not. Nobody's replacing him.
He's irreplaceable.
And we have to understand that. Titans fans have to understand that. Nobody's replacing him. But what you're hoping is that maybe he can step in and provide some kind of a spark there.
Mm-hmm.
Something. And you're also going to do it with what you have on your roster, too.
When you need on call, on demand, 4 or 5 yards, you want to be able to hand it off to him and he go get it. Adrian Peterson can go do that. And he can catch out the backfield.
Look, I'm going to say something really stupid right now. I can't wait to see what Jeremy McNichols has.
No, I think his role increases.
You can't wait to see what he does? Yeah.
I think it increases.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a collective
Well, and
effort,
I see a lot of people asking about, who is it?
Della Reese.
No, well, that too.
Sargent?
Yes, Mekhi Sargent.
Mekhi Sargent, yeah.
Two.
Goodbye to him, by the way.
I mean.
Not yet. Hadn't happened yet.
Yeah. But you had your chance, right?
Well,
if they felt that they had to go get a running back that was not on the roster, that was not around, that nobody else had signed, there's a reason.
615-737-1045. Cuzzo Mike in the mix now on 3HL. Mike, what up?
What up, yo? What's up?
Cuzzo.
Hey, don't you cuzzo me. You're the reason I'm calling dollar bill.
What's up, Cuzzo? What you got?
What, did I hear you say this is a good fit because his back is against the wall?
Yeah, this is great.
Underdog?
Yes. Because that's what you're screaming. Yes.
Don't you hate that? Ain't you tired of that?
Can't stand it. Yeah. Cannot stand it.
Hey, but look, you see what's happening, though. You see what's happening. We got somebody with that chip on their shoulder that got something to prove, and he didn't already did it once, but he ain't do it for maybe a Super Bowl contending team. He did it for the Lions. He did it for the Washington football team, and he was still producing. And now he coming to a good team that's known for running the ball. What y'all think he gonna do? He gonna ball out, like he said, the 4 or 5 yards. I'm looking at it like just keep 8 men in the box. Keep them 8 men sucked up there, right there on the line in the box, and let Tannehill go ahead and progressively get better, like he done showed in these last 2 games. Yeah, Tannehill didn't have some a couple of mistakes, but at the end of the day, him and AJ, they got things rocking and rolling. Keep eight men in the box, and it's gonna get better. And then real quick, when y'all talking about the sword into the field. Our number one fan, Steph, she's doing it for the Dolphins game, so that's going to be real tight right there. And, Slade, you my dog, but I had to call you out, homie.
Okay, so let me tell you this.
Talk to me.
So this is my thing with Cuzzo. Y'all know Cuzzo takes the stance that they embrace the underdog, and that's all cool. My thing is you cannot there's nobody that can be picked not to win anything. Like, you have to be picked to win something, to go win something. And in order to kill that whole mentality, which Vrabel is trying to do, the next man up, we going to roll with what we roll with. It's not the back against the wall. I think you got to see that with the Colts mentality when they played them.
I agree.
Like, we're going to win.
I think you're both right.
Yeah,
I think you're both right, actually.
I definitely think you are right in that. And I think Vrabel is definitely breaking that narrative. And I'm proud to say Vrabel is breaking that narrative.
Right.
But just going off of history, our history, it has always came down to when we're not favored, when national media ain't sitting there, the Titans are for real, then they go out with that chip on their shoulder and make the national coverage get pointed back to them.
Let me tell you this, though, Cuzzo. Hold on.
After they lay your egg.
Okay, hold on, Cuzzo.
Just to let you know, I'm back in Cleveland, too. I made a shake, dog.
Good job, man. I'm glad you made it back. Cuzzo Mike was down for the weekend. Hey, but this is what I'm saying. Like, you don't want – why would you not want to be picked? And why would you not want to live up to expectation? That's the thing. The old mind frame that the Titans franchise had needs to be done away with because they never won anything with that. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I think over the last few weeks, they've proven your point.
Exactly.
There.
That's what I think they need to
because
do.
Mike is right in that they love having their back against the wall, and now you got it for 6 to 10 weeks.
We've been a winning team for the past 5 years. We've been a winning team, but they still don't look at us like we are a winning team. Our fan base needs to know that we are a winning team, and we're going to stay a winning team.
Because what's the end goal?
Forget outside perspective.
Tell me this. What's the end goal?
What's the what?
What's the end goal? What's the overall goal that the Titans need to try to do?
Shoot, to get to that Super Bowl, baby, and have Julio show up big in the playoffs.
There it is.
There it is.
So let's keep it right there. We're going to roll with that.
And a 1-2 punch of Derrick Henry and Adrian Peterson in the playoffs.
That'll be beautiful.
There you go. There you go. I like that. Okay, Mayor. Okay, Babs. Much love, man.
Right. See you, bro.
Yeah, that's what I think. I just think, man, you want to be the underdog? Well, you the underdog. That's what I think. And I think you don't progress by having that. Like at some point you got to stand up and be like, man, I said it Friday. I'm not with my back against the wall. The party's going on and everybody out there dancing. I'm not with my back. I'm getting out there in the middle of the floor and go dance. Titans, go dance. Why do you need to stand at the party with your back against the wall? Nobody's noticing you that way. Get out there in the middle. Ain't no sneaking up on nobody.
That's what they've done.
Yeah, to win a chip, ain't no sneaking up. Get in the middle of the floor. And guess where they been the last 3 weeks? In the middle of the flow dancing. Stay right there.
Woody Woodenhofer used to say, have fun, expect to win.
There you go. It's that easy.
They didn't do either. I don't know why I said that.
That was nice.
Hey, when we come back, Todd Furman, our guy in Vegas, has consistently said no non-quarterback is worth more than 2 points in terms of a point spread. I asked him what Derrick Henry's worth. The answer is interesting. That's next.
Derrick Henry suffered a foot injury and is expected to miss 6 to 10 long weeks.
You know, I'm always hopeful if anybody can, I guess, come back, it would be Derrick.
So what does this mean for the rest of the season?
We're going to continue to run the ball with whoever's in there. We're going to run our offense.
And will King Henry be back for the playoffs?
I'm not going to put any expectations on any sort of timeline.
For the very latest, keep it to your flagship for Titans Radio and home for Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, touchdown!
104.5 The Zone.
Well, it is nearing the end of 2021. Boy, what a year, huh? I know most of you have experienced and struggled with supply chain issues due to COVID. It's just not quite as easy to get things that you want nowadays, but my friends at Two Rivers Ford have some great news. New inventory coming in every single day. So if you're in the market for a new Ford, make sure to check out tworiversford.com daily and see what has arrived on the lot. Also, if you want someone at Two Rivers to contact you when the vehicle that you're looking for comes in, give them a shout. They'll make sure you are alerted and ready and heading over there to check it out. The salespeople at Two Rivers Ford don't work on commission. You don't have to worry about them pressuring you. They're there to help make things easier for you. Also, if you know exactly what vehicle you want and you want to order it exactly how you want it, Two Rivers Ford can do that. They have a built-for-you program where you order any model, any color, any available feature. You get exactly what you want. You can order your Ford today and get it delivered right to your door once it gets manufactured. There's a reason my friends at Two Rivers Ford have been doing business for almost 40 years. They make that customer experience hassle-free, honest, easy. So for all things Ford, go see my friends. Reach out to the most trusted Ford dealer in Tennessee, Two Rivers Ford. Powered by Ford, driven by people.
Hey, it's Men's Health Month, so be sure to get all your levels tested with a comprehensive annual health assessment at Low T Center. They exclusively specialize in men's wellness. Low T Center now offers monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatments for only $155 a month. Self-pay or is covered by most health insurance, and they ship directly to your home. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
This message is from Mike Hoover, Joe Stanford, and their team of local pros over at Accurate Mortgage Group. I've been telling you about these guys for a long time, and simply put, they'd like to sincerely thank their clients for their business. They say it's been an honor, especially in this tumultuous year, to help so many Middle Tennesseans take advantage of continued low interest rates. They look forward every day to helping someone buy their first home. a new home or refinance in order to take cash out, lower a monthly payment, or both. If you haven't looked into doing that yet, Accurate has great news for you. If you start now and close in December, you could give yourself a New Year's gift of not making your next payment until February. Close on a refinance, and you could be lowering your rate while possibly saving hundreds of dollars per month at the same time. Now, that's something to be thankful for. Visit Accurate Mortgage today at AccurateMTG.com. That's AccurateMTG.com. Accurate Mortgage Group, a division of Acopia, LLC, is an equalizing lender, NMLS number 4664.
Genesis Diamond's biggest and final sale of the year is here this weekend. It's an incredible event with savings of 20, 25, even up to 35% store-wide. Rings, earrings, pendants, bands, bracelets, nothing's held back for this once-a-year, 3-day extravaganza. Acclaimed designers are here with expanded collections and extraordinary pricing. Plus, get 0% interest financing. The final store-wide sale of the year with discounts up to 35% this Friday, Saturday, and yes, open Sunday for this great event. Genesis Diamond, Green Hills and Cool Springs. See store for details.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Hey, it's Eddie George. You know we all have crazy busy lives and don't take time to research car insurance, right? Well, you don't have to. Xander Insurance does all the work for you. Their system shops over 15 top companies to find you the best rates, and they keep shopping every year. Their clients have saved an average of $600. That's why I'm a client. Xander gives me more options. More options means more savings. Get free quotes at XanderInsurance.com or call 800-356-1780.
Cedar Recovery is here to help you feel better, get better, and stay better. If you're struggling with an opioid addiction, call Cedar Recovery. They've got 4 locations in the Nashville area with a new office in Shelbyville, only 20 minutes away from Murfreesboro. Call 615-800-5330 to set up an appointment today. That's 615-800-5330. If you're struggling with an opioid addiction, call Cedar Recovery. Their friendly staff would love to talk to you. Cedar Recovery, addiction treatment that works.
What would you do with an extra $350 every month? Maybe buy a car or start paying down the credit cards. Apply for your easy refinance today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
From the Mark Spain Real Estate Traffic Center.
Looks like we're dealing with a crash now at I-65 northbound, right at the 2465 split, and a crash at Thompson Lane and Glenrose Avenue. Also downtown, the right shoulder's blocked from a wreck at I-24 eastbound at Shelby Avenue, and another in Donaldson and McGavock Pike south of Two Rivers Parkway. Also in East Nashville at Ellington Parkway heading northbound after Douglas Avenue, we have a wreck, and another near that area in Madison at Dickerson Road at Old Hickory Boulevard. I'm Joshua Clay with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
I like crazy, foolish, stupid, party going wild, fist pumping music, I might lose it, glass to the roof, how we lose it, lose it,
104.5 The Zone, Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you on a Monday in the Music City. Weird Monday in the Music City.
I know, it's like
huge win.
We should be celebrating what was a heck of a freaking ball game, by the way. I heard Mike Keith, VOTT at the end of it, was like, I've been calling like 500 or this, you know, what is it? What do you say? 500 games. Mm-hmm. This was the craziest or the you know, kind of one of the most unique that he had ever called. Well, I mean, and that's true.
Molden gets beat on the first play of the game by Jonathan Taylor on that swing pass, right? And then he gives up a touchdown. And then he comes up with a ridiculously athletic interception. Everybody's talking about the left-handed throw and how ridiculous that was, which is all true. But, man, the way he knifed through there to go attack that ball at the high point was amazing. Yep. And then it's funny because Colts fans started leaving. And I was watching a game with my wife and my son Connor, and we all were like, hey, there's plenty of time left. Mm-hmm. At least you got the 7-point lead. So, you know, overtime is theoretically the worst thing there unless they go for 2. But, man, what a weird game all the way around.
Plenty of time for that defensive pass interference play they call in the huddle every time.
Boy.
And they spotted them 14 points, man. That's like, how do you – that's tough, man. That's tough. Like, one thing about it,
I think this should be celebrated for sure. Man, you got to take your hat off to this defense, man. Like, as you can't get worse.
I tried to tell him
the doggone show can get better because it's getting, hey, man, it's right. Each week I'm walking away from the defense, and this is where they banged up, beat up, patched up secondary.
No question.
Like, man, that big money is stepping up front, man. You got Landry one week, Bud making a play, Jeff, like, the list go on, man.
11
and
penalties,
still right there.
161 yards.
That's in a rivalry, man.
By the way, big Jeff's penalty that extended the drive where he hit the guy and the whistle hadn't blown yet and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He hit that fool so hard.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Rock and rolled him. Rock and rolled him.
Well, he used his pinky toe to stay up.
And then them boys working up front also getting holding calls because Jonathan Taylor broke a couple runs that had to get called back. But they working so hard, it's holding. You can't do that.
Let's go to Dr. Bob, who is on line 7. Doc, what's up? How are you?
Hello.
Hey,
hello,
Dr. Bob.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you all doing?
We are great, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
All right. I just want to straighten you out on that fracture. That's
here we go. Come on, give it to us, Doc.
I'm a podiatrist, and I've been in practice for 40 years, but I'm retired. And I've treated that particular fracture. But the problem with it is the reason you get the fracture is that tendon pulls that bone apart. And it's the middle of the foot. It's not a toe. Okay. So it pulls the bone apart, and also the ligaments they've been torn apart. So what you have to do is you have to either pin it or put a rod in there, and then you've got to immobilize that for a long period of time because you got that tendon. The tendon is so strong at the end of that bone that it holds that. It wants to pull it apart. So that's the problem with the healing. Other fractures, I figured Derrick would be on his feet in 6 to 8 weeks. But with that particular kind, it is very, very difficult because you have to immobilize it, keep it immobilized, because otherwise it's going to pull apart again, even with a rod in it.
So that sounds to me like an overuse might contribute to it, kind of an injury. Is it? Could it be something like that?
That's a strong tendon. That outside tendon. It's in the middle of the foot is where it is, and it's that if you touch your foot in the middle, you'll find that at the end of that bone, it's called the base of the metatarsal. It's the end of the metatarsal, and it's halfway in the middle of the foot.
Yeah, so
and it's very important. It's very important because it makes the foot operate.
So you think this fifth metatarsal Jones fracture injury could sideline him for longer than that 6 to 8 week time?
That's what I think. And if they're smart, you want to preserve them. If you go too early on that, you can re-injure that. So,
thank you, Dr. Bob.
Good
You're welcome. And go Titans.
Hey, there we
Tighten
go.
up.
We had a whole lot of wet blanket to that call, and then just go Titans.
Love you guys.
But that's the question that I wanted to ask also. I'm glad he answered that. Like, if you come back too quickly from that,
right?
Like, you don't want to go through that again, man.
Like it's
a delicate situation.
Yeah, but then you can fix it.
It's different than a soft tissue,
Right.
but it's. I mean,
Yeah, but if he comes back for the playoffs and does it again, then you can fix it in the offseason.
I think one thing he shied away from too that we wanted him to answer. Babs asked,
he did not answer it.
Yeah, did this come from overusage? I didn't think he wanted to put himself out there. I mean, because
but
what is
the way
overusage?
that
He's been playing all his life.
way he describes the injury, though, yeah. Well,
it's amazing.
True. That's it. I mean, that's a legit point.
Yeah.
It's amazing that he's been as durable as he has, given the style of player that he is. Too. I mean, he's missed 2 games.
Right.
Remember, he
That's
missed
crazy.
He missed the Saints game. He could have played, but they didn't need him necessarily. They didn't think in terms of the game plan.
Yeah.
They needed the win, but.
And in terms of usage, is this a freak injury or this is like can you get stepped on? Like I've seen people, and listen, I'm not a doctor. Shouldn't be going to say that up front, but people step off the side of a court and have broken their foot. Like,
yeah.
Like, is this freak? Like ACL is a lot of times non-contact. With Jameis Winston, we've seen that this Sunday too.
I think an interesting question is how is his team affected, right? Like by this injury.
Yeah.
Because, we talked in the offseason, like who's more irreplaceable, Tannehill or Derrick Henry? And my thought was Tannehill because he's the quarterback.
Yeah.
I think I went Tannehill too. Where did you? I don't remember.
I don't remember where I went either.
I remember Brent definitely going
think
Tannehill
yeah.
because I think, Brent, you're the one that brought the question up.
Well, I mean, you're going to win with Logan Woodside?
Yeah, I think that was.
I mean, I'd rather have a committee of, geriatric running backs or whatever you call them.
Poor Logan Woodside.
They're out there in Matlock suits.
And guess what? Logan got in.
Watching Murder, She Wrote at halftime.
Oh, yeah, to take an E.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you gotta get your job
Yeah,
done.
because you were watching on the Gamecast.
Yeah,
and so you're like, Tannehill's not going to play the overtime? What's going on?
Do your job. Logan got in there and did his job.
He sure did.
Got into that
That's
knee
my
like
guy.
a champ.
Yes.
That's my guy.
Yes, he did. He's backing me up, right?
He executed
Backing
that
up
play
my,
perfectly. Todd Furman, our guy in
Thank
Vegas.
goodness.
Can you imagine? Our guy in Vegas who joins us every Wednesday at 4:30. Is that right? 4:20? 4:30.
Ish.
Yeah. Long day. He says, in terms of point spread value, no non-quarterback is worth more than 2 points. So I asked him, what about Derrick Henry? And he said, on average, and it can change matchup to matchup, and he said there's another factor, which I'll get to in a second. But on average, he said Derrick Henry's worth 2.5 points.
Makes sense.
To the point spread. So one thing that happened.
Which is basically the only player
in the National Football
League.
That moves it like that.
Moves it like a quarterback does.
So the other thing is, he said Julio Jones being available or not available affects that too. Because he said you're going from, if Julio's not out there, you're going from 3 weapons to 1.
Right.
And so that is impactful.
And then all of a sudden you're one-dimensional and there's not a whole lot you can do.
So the line went from 6 to 7.5 when that news broke. So that's 1.5 points. So if you find value there, you do. I'm going to wait and see what happens.
I think that was an important question you asked too. Where does this team go from here?
Let's talk about it when we come back. 615-737-1045 if you want in. What?
I'm sorry.
Oh, my gosh. It's going to be all week. Kentucky fans are going to hate Ron Slay. Hate Ron Slay.
All right, listen. And I apologize because I ain't got no control over this.
Basketball rankings are out.
Kentucky.
They're in there.
They always are. Always suck, too.
We'll be right back.
Titans head coach Mike Vrabel and voice of the Titans Mike Keith take your questions about yesterday's game on the Mike Vrabel Show. Tonight at 6 on 104.5 The Zone.
Anybody have candy stuck in their carpet? I do already, right? Don't even lie. All of you listening to this are like, man, yeah, that stupid Twizzler or chocolate in the carpet. It's okay. Just call Zero Res. They'll help you out. Zero Res, yes, carpet and air duct cleaning. Don't worry. They'll get you insanely clean carpets. They'll clean up all that candy that's stuck there after maybe a busy Halloween. And they do it, by the way, safely. They do it with no harsh chemicals. Here's the deal. Their Zero Res's powered water technology is what I talk about. They clean, they sanitize your surfaces with no detergents, no harsh chemicals. It's powered water, so there's no soap, no residue, none of that. And your carpet stays cleaner longer. And it's soft, it's fluffy. It's dries twice as fast when they come to clean it, and it's safe. It's safe for your family. It's safe for your kiddos. It's safe for your four-legged little love bugs as well. Chocolate is not, by the way, but so get it out of your carpet. Call Zero Res. Let them help you out. Their November promotion. Actually, I just got word of this too. So tell them Dawn sent you. And here's what they have going on for November. 3 rooms of carpet cleaned plus a free hallway. $119. That's it. Give them a call. Tell them Dawn sent you. $50 off of air duct cleaning, too. I actually just did this in my house. It made a huge difference. Of course, I have 4 dogs, so there was a lot of dander in there. Some restrictions may apply, but call Zero Res. Let them help you out. You can book online, too. ZeroResNashville.com. Their phone number, write it down, put it in your phone, 615-535-9376. That's Zero Res 535-9376. Spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean.
This is Jim Rome with the CBS Sports Minute. Another wild Saturday in college football, and how about Michigan State coming back on Michigan? Hey, let me ask you this.
2465 split, and crash at Thompson Lane and Glenrose Avenue. Also downtown, the right shoulder's blocked from a wreck at I-24 eastbound at Shelby Avenue, and another in Donaldson and McGavock Pike south of Two Rivers Parkway. Also in East Nashville at Ellington Parkway heading northbound after Douglas Avenue, we have a wreck, and another near that area in Madison at Dickerson Road at Old Hickory Boulevard. I'm Joshua Clay with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
From the WinBet studio, win with WinBet. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville.
A Cumulus media station.
The Titans and the Rams. Kickoff is Sunday night at 7:20 on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
Why does the win last night or yesterday afternoon feel like it was 3 years ago? The Titans did beat the Colts 34-31 in overtime, but it cost us the king. Derrick Henry is out. He will have surgery tomorrow morning on the injured right foot. It is being said that the injury should be and keep him out for 6 to 10 weeks. But how will the offense change? Coach Vrabel was asked about that just a little while ago, and here's what he had to say.
I don't know how much we're going to change. It's just by adding some things and doing some different things with who we have in there. Not ready to commit to anything or a wholesale change. There's a lot of teams that that rely on multiple backs to run the football within their same scheme.
And that is what you're going to be seeing from the Titans as they have signed Adrian Peterson, according to Adam Schefter. And the Rams, well, they're countering with the trade for Von Miller, which they just did a little while ago. The Broncos, in return, will get a second and third round pick in the 2022 draft. For all your foundation repair and your waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay.
Out of the hole to Brett Kern.
Randy.
Snap. Set. Kick. Yes! That was so good. Randy Bullock. And the Titans with a treat at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Mike Keith going coming to America there. Is that true? Do you think that's really what he was dialing in?
He probably had a little bit of that in him.
Randy Watson.
Randy Watson. You're right. I love that movie.
That boy good and terrible. Oh, that's so funny. I still haven't seen the sequel. I'm not going to. I'm not going to let it ruin me.
Well, you know what? If you ain't got nothing to do during Christmas.
I do watch a lot of movies during the Christmas season.
Do you know what he watches?
What?
Romantic love Christmas movies.
Romantic comedies.
100%
Not
he does.
Christmas movies. I don't care about Christmas movies.
I'm telling you.
I mean, I will watch It's a Wonderful Life at some point.
How many pictures I have of him, of whatever movie he's watching over the holidays, and it's some like girly romantic like comedy movie.
I have a soft side, Slay.
We should have a
movie
night.
Yep.
I mean, Devil Wears Prada, When Harry Met Sally,
Devil
You've
Wears
Got
Prada
Mail.
is a good one. That is a good one. I give him that.
Sleepless in Seattle. I mean,
I'll watch it.
Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan before she had all the
watch
surgery. Speaking of surgery, Derrick Henry. Do you see what we did there?
That was great.
We transitioned from Meg Ryan pre-plastic surgery into Derrick Henry getting surgery tomorrow, out 6 to 10 weeks, according to Ian Rappaport. The head coach is saying we're not putting a timeline on it.
That's how good the mayor is. That's why we miss you when you're gone.
Yes.
Those transitions right there.
No transition like that,
my brain goes everywhere, man. But it's funny. I can see it all in my head. I just got to get there.
You got it on the big screen?
I don't know what kind of screen it is. It's just kind of there.
Blurry screen.
It's probably blurry. Unless I'm drinking, then it's crystal clear. All right. So anyway, Derrick Henry's out. So what does that mean for the Titans? Like, how disastrous is this?
That's the question.
Because honestly, I would make the argument I did in the offseason that you're way more affected in a negative way if Tannehill is the one that's out for an extended period of time and not Henry. You are affected by Henry. I'm not saying that.
That
I'm just
doesn't mean
saying
that he's not the most valuable player just because you're saying it.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Point your flosser at me.
I did that. The edge of it, too.
So what do you think about – because, look, you were on a team that lost one of its best player, to injury.
Yeah.
And that was you.
Yeah, that is correct.
You lost you.
Yep.
So how did that Tennessee team deal with you being gone? Because not only are you gone on the floor,
yeah,
with your basketball skill, you're also the leader and the guy everybody looks to get emotion and to all of those things.
So it was interesting, and I wonder. Me and my man Marcus Hayslip, who played there, went on to be a lottery pick that year.
Yep.
Have never had the conversation about it, but if I had not got injured, I wonder how it all would have played out. I also think all three of us were going, but he elevated his game to a whole different level when I got hurt.
For sure.
It was like, dude, where have you been at? Like this? And hopefully, so this is what I think with the Titans coming in. Athletes, and this is no put down, or I'm staying right in the sports realm, right there in the sports realm. Like I know people that fought cancer and came back from it. When you talk about resilience, this is something different. But in the sports realm, athletes are some of the most resilient people on earth. And when you feel attacked, or if you feel like the chips are down and everybody needs to rally, athletes are the people that I want in the cubby hole. Not in the cubby hole, the foxhole with me.
You can be in the cubby hole.
They can be in the cubby hole. It could be.
Yeah, you can be in a cubby.
Ollie probably got a little cubby hole.
Yeah, he's got a little
Baby
cubby
Bass
hole.
probably got a cubby hole. So, I mean, yeah, so you can be in the cubby hole. Just depending what you got in there with you. So, you want an athlete, and I say that to say the season is not over. Like, these guys, because you're looking at them, you talk about Big Jeff coming into the realm of Aaron Donald. You want to have him in the same conversations. Harold Landry, you talking about him in similarities of the highest paid defensive player in Pittsburgh, in TJ Watt. So, I mean, you've got guys. It's just everybody else got to go up a different level, whether it be offense or defense as a team, and I think that's the only place you can get away with it at. In basketball, when I got hurt, they were able to get over a game with me being gone, but the war of attrition soon kicks in, and I mean, the long haul, you can't last. Football, moving as a unit, is a little bit different. So
I also feel like from a leadership standpoint too, it's a little bit different as well, because in football, your natural leadership position is the quarterback position. Right. Now, that's not always the case. Right. We know that, but it's a very easy natural leadership position. You're not losing that, to Brent's point of how important it is to have Ryan Tannehill too.
And I think guys like Coach Vrabel has this in perspective. And I think the players and the leaders do too. This isn't a wash. All we need is somebody to come in to be able to. You're never replacing the Hall of Famer.
Never.
I'm sorry. You're just not.
You're not replacing him. No.
Especially
But what you're saying is the team mindset full of competitors, everybody's got to bring more.
Yes.
And that'll be the challenge individually for everyone.
That is. And then you got people that's saying Tannehill, regardless if he wants to be mentioned, when talked about beginning of the season, we were saying this is a top 10 quarterback.
Yep.
Now you got to show it.
So how is the team affected is one question. Another question is, when will he be back?
Right.
And so we've kind of run through the schedule and looked at 6 to 8 to 10 weeks and things like that. Another question, and the sports fan in me can't wait to see what this looks like, but Adrian Peterson back out there at 36, almost 37.
Yeah.
What does that look like? He averaged almost 4 yards per carry last year in Detroit, of all places.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see
He's going to be 37 shortly.
Yeah. I've called him a geriatric running back. Because, and to her point, if he were a woman and pregnant, she.
Let's go with she in this example.
The female AP would be pregnant and would be a geriatric pregnancy.
Yes.
Because Adrian works. Yes. We know that from Rocky.
Yes. Geriatric is the word that they would use to describe him.
ALP, Adrian Lewis.
Dude came in the league in 2007.
Yeah.
2007. I wasn't even married the first time in 2007.
I like that's her meter.
I can't beat that. I can't beat
that.
that. Mike Herndon tweeted out, in 2007, Adrian Peterson and Mike Vrabel were both all-pro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pro Bowlers in 2007.
Pro Bowlers, yes.
Pro Bowlers in 2007. There you go.
Babs, where am I going here? 3?
No. I want you to go to 5. Go to Sean in the borough.
Sean, what's up, Sean?
Rock my world with that.
What's up, y'all? Hey, first off, I want to say Dawn, War Eagle, heck of a win this weekend.
Yes, God, that was pretty, wasn't it? And did you see the Harsin celebration videos in the locker room?
did.
That team freaking loves him.
By the way, you
They
weren't
love
here
him.
Friday, but maybe Sean heard it. Slay and I broke that game down perfectly.
We did.
Y'all called it?
Perfectly.
Yes, we did.
That's my guys right there. Yes, War Eagle, Sean. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So, yeah, so I want to preface this. So last year I got into a bad car wreck and had 10 pieces of hardware put in me. But one of the injuries that I had was I injured my, I guess it would be your third, fourth, and fifth metatarsal on my foot. And they had to go in and pin both of those up. And just through the recovery, I will say that my full recovery was 8 months long, but my foot was, I pretty much full mobility back in my foot in like a little over a month, so about a month and a half. But that was also me going, 2 to 3 days a week to physical therapy. I'm sure he's getting the best physical therapy and medical attention money can buy. So that's kind of how it goes. He just preferred to get a lot of foot massages, and those toes are going to be stiff for a little bit.
Well, you just sent me down in my head, Pulp Fiction, man, all the way with the foot massage. 6 weeks.
I like that.
So here's the Titans schedule. Obviously, they have. By the way, right now the Titans would be the 1 seed in the AFC.
They put themselves in a very good position.
And that's the other point that you absolutely have to make with where do the Titans go from here? Well, guess what? They've basically smushed the Colts in the division. So it could happen, but they have put themselves in a great position for postseason with Derrick Henry.
They have 3-game lead and 2 in hand.
Right.
So the Bills, the Ravens, and the Raiders are all 5-2. Titans have played one more and won one more than them, so that's why you come up with that. But at Rams, 7-1, 7.5-point underdog. Then the Saints, who are 5-2 but just lost their quarterback. Texans 1-7, Patriots 4-4 on the road. Jaguars 1-6. I can't wait to watch the rest of that crap that's going to happen this year.
Who returns an onside kick for a touchdown?
Side note, yeah, I know. The betting analytics said to take Jacksonville plus the whatever. I was like, nope.
Plus the whatever.
Nope. I've seen him play. So 6 weeks, if he were out 6 weeks, he would have 4 games left in the regular season at Steelers, 49ers, Dolphins, at Texans. And that's 4-3, 3-4, 1-7, 1-7. So the schedule does lighten up. It does have its challenges. If he's out 8 weeks, he would have the Dolphins and the Texans games at the end of the season. They're both awful. So maybe you don't play him even if he's ready. I don't know. Maybe you just save him for the playoffs because 10 weeks is the regular season. So if he's out 10 weeks, that's the regular season. All right, Mike Keith, voice of the Titans, coming up next. Stay tuned. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Derrick Henry suffered a foot injury and is expected to miss 6 to 10 long weeks.
I'm always hopeful if anybody can, I guess, come back, it would be Derrick.
So what does this mean for the rest of the season?
We're going to continue to run the ball with whoever's in there. We're going to run our offense.
And will King Henry be back for the playoffs?
I'm not going to put any expectations on any sort of timeline.
For the very latest, keep it to your flagship for Titans Radio and home for Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, touchdown! Titans!
104.5 The Zone.
BuddyAllenCarpet1.com. That's the website. Buddy Allen Carpet One, local company. If you're thinking about a flooring project, these are your guys. Locally owned and operated by the Allen family for more than 55 years. Zach, Jenna, and Judson Allen are in the store every day. Check them out in Donaldson, 2405 Lebanon Pike, 615-883-3289. BuddyAllenCarpet1.com.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started, plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, 0 heartburn. Go to prilosecotc.com and sign up today. 0 heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
From city streets to back roads, from road warrior to carpooler, there are some things you can always count on, like the reliability, durability, and power of Die Hard, America's most trusted auto battery. No matter where your journey takes you, count on Die Hard to get you started on the road ahead. Available at your local Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest stores.
All right, guys, listen up. You want to give the gift of organization, right? Trust me. Everybody wants it. With the holiday season coming up, Artisan Custom Closets, that's where you need to go. ArtisanCustomClosets.com. Gift cards of any size. You can give the gift of a functional office space, home office, or maybe a decluttered garage. I got that. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I love it so much. Or maybe a show-stopping closet. Or who says you can't buy something for yourself this holiday season? We all need to do that once in a while. Artisan Custom Closets is offering 12 months, same as cash financing, if you tell them Dawn sent you, and you can give yourself the gift of organization for the holidays. Do it. It's worth it. It's awesome. And they do a phenomenal job. And by the way, customer service, their highest goal, and they do a great job at that too. I know, because I had Danielle come out and help me, the design consultant, personalize my garage. Everything fits, and it's beautiful, and it's functional, and it was so easy, and they stayed within my budget. Artisan Custom Closets is who you need to call. Here's your phone number, 615-800-2199. 615-800-2199. Closets, pantries, garages, home offices, laundry rooms, mud rooms, and more. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
When Genesis Diamonds has a sale, you know it's the real deal, and it's happening this weekend. Our final store-wide sale of the year with deep discounts up to 35% off. This is the big one, the one where the staff knows they can break all the rules. Plus, the selection is nearly doubled with designers here from LA and New York with their entire collections, all of it on sale. This is the last and best jewelry buying opportunity of the year. Save up to 35%, zero interest financing. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only at Genesis Diamonds, Green Hills and Cool Springs. See store for details.
I've been working with the folks from Farm Bureau Health Plans for several years now because they're loyal supporters of the Tennessee Titans. They've been keeping Tennesseans protected since 1947. And now, Farm Bureau Health Plans is protecting me from the high cost of dental and vision care. From the easy enrollment process to the wide range of dental and vision benefits to the sensible price tag, my expectations have been exceeded, and I think yours will be too. To learn more or sign up today, give them a call or visit fbhp.com. You can tell them Mike Keith sent you.
You could win a brand new house right here in Franklin, Tennessee, just minutes away from Nashville.
Your $100 raffle ticket can help a child from Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt come home with hope.
And thanks to an amazing nonprofit called I Am Second, you too could help us tell more stories of hope, of people coming home.
Purchase your raffle ticket today at IamHomeRaffle.com.
Mike Keith back with you. My good friend Gary Ashton recently told me that people walk up to him all the time and say, don't sell without the intel, because it's true. Now is a fantastic time to sell in Nashville, but you can't do it without the intel. And no one has better intel than the Gary Ashton team. Intel so you can sell your house without any showings or staging. Intel on where to find your next home so you can sell your current one while the market's hot. Intel that helps you win the buyer battle and cash in on your home equity now. Everyone else is getting the same information and competing for the same properties. GaryAshton.com gives you the edge with the best real estate intel in Nashville. Plus, the Gary Ashton team is the official real estate agent of the Tennessee Titans. Get the confidence to sell your home without the stress and with time to find your dream address by calling the Gary Ashton team with RE/MAX Advantage today at 615-301-1650 or by visiting GaryAshton.com. Remember, don't sell without the intel.
Hey, it's Men's Health Month, so be sure to get all your levels tested with a comprehensive annual health assessment at Low T Center. They exclusively specialize in men's wellness. Low T Center now offers monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatments for only $155 a month. Self-pay or is covered by most health insurance. And they ship directly to your home. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
With Fundbox, you can stop waiting and start doing. If your small business needs funds to grow, the time is now. Fundbox offers fast, easy access to small business funding up to $150,000. So hire that new employee, launch that campaign, buy that piece of equipment. Apply in minutes at fundbox.com, and you could get funding as soon as the next business day. Fundbox. Ready, set, grow. Credit line amounts, rates, and terms are based on creditworthiness and subject to change. Additional documentation may be required.
So then I dropped some garlic and croutons on there, and the rest is salad history. I made the best salad ever, people, and now I'm making the best app. The Caesar Sportsbook app got live in-game betting, parlays, and Caesar rewards. Caesar salad ain't got nothing on my app. Nothing!
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call or text the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789. Download the Caesar Sportsbook app. Your app is ready, Emperor.
IntelliTurf has been the leader in design and installation of synthetic grass and artificial turf products around the world. They install the industry's highest quality turf products from backyard putting greens and playgrounds to bocce ball courts and artificial lawns. Our turf lasts for years and is recyclable too. Whether you want to create a unique entertainment area, improve your golf game, or solve problems where natural grass just can't grow, we have the highest quality turf to meet your needs. Call my partner, Kent McMillan, for your estimate today. 615-804-4927.
This Sports Hour brought to you by TrainInfo.com.
Bring home unstoppable comfort with a new Train heated and cooling system. At Train, we test so it runs. Visit TrainInfo.com to find your local dealer. It's hard to stop a train.
From the Mark Spain Real Estate Traffic Center.
Looks like we still have an accident at Thompson Lane at Glenrose Avenue, and also a wreck in Hermitage now at Old Hickory Boulevard south of Juarez Drive. Crews are clearing up a crash in East Nashville at Ellington Parkway heading northbound right after Douglas Avenue, and another wreck in town at 21st Avenue north of Children's Way. Also be on the lookout for a crash at Craighead Street west of I-65. I'm Joshua Clay with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
Wentz, play fake. Standing in the end zone. He's in trouble. He tries to left-hand it out. It's intercepted by Molden. Touchdown, Titans! Wentz made a massive mistake. And Elijah Molden, the rookie, is there to snatch the gift out of the air and take it into the end zone and give the Titans the lead with 1:26 remaining.
Let's go ahead and start there. Voice of the Titans, Mike Keith joins us on
Like it.
3HL. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Mike, what's up? How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We're good. Let's
Hey,
start.
real quick.
Okay.
Do you like listening to your own calls, Mike?
No.
I hate listening to myself. That's why
bad.
I was wondering. I wonder if
Huck-
like what your
It's
thought
horrendous.
is when
Huck
you're
said, "My
listening
bad."
to it.
Tremendously bad. Yeah, it's awful.
Oh my gosh, everybody's like that though, right?
Yeah, I think that's true. Let's go back to that play right there where Wentz ends up throwing it left-handed. And, I mean, there's so much to unpack there. Number one, I said this earlier in the show. Philip Fulmer used to say, maybe he still does just randomly as he's walking down the street. I don't know. But he used to say, it's not a sin to get blocked. It's a sin to stay blocked. And Bud Dupree on that play got blocked and was on the ground and got back up and forced all of that action.
That's why the Titans wanted Bud Dupree. Guy never quits. I mean, listen, Bud Dupree is, coming off an ACL. He's not at his very best yet. He continues to get better every week. He's given him snaps. He's given him plays. He's given him energy. That's why you paid him a play just like that. And if you look at him coming in, and then you also see Autry and David Long coming in at the same time.
Yep.
So you've got great pressure. Landry does a good job staying engaged with Mo Alley Cox. They were going to throw it to Mo Alley Cox. It was a tight end screen. And because Landry's standing right there and Mo Alley Cox can't move, there's a lineman right in front of Mo Alley Cox. And so Wentz can't ground the ball because if he does, it's a safety. And so there were several really good efforts on that play, not the least of which was Bud Dupree just absolutely never quit it.
Went back and watched it this morning and if people have it on DVR, go back and watch because this is an unbelievable athletic play by Molden. But when they show the replay from behind the quarterback, he's not even in the screen when Wentz starts to let go and whatever he's doing. He comes flying through all kinds of traffic, Mike, and get high points the ball and just the awareness to go make a play was, to me, ahead of schedule for a guy in his rookie season.
That's what he does. You know, he's a smart kid. He knows how to play the game. He's not intimidated. I mean, he's given up some plays this year. There have been some things that have gone wrong for him, but he sort of embodies this ball club. I mean, he just keeps coming, and he's a winner. The kid is a winner. And that's one of the things that you just absolutely love about him. I think Monty Rice is the same way at linebacker. You know, he had 7 tackles in the ballgame. They could have gone with Avery Williamson. In some ways, with Evans out, maybe it makes more sense to go with Williamson on paper, right? But they say, hey, Monty Rice is ready to play. Radens steps right in at guard for Nate Davis, does just fine. You know, they're getting a lot out of this group right now. They were getting plays out of Racey McMath before he was hurt as well. They were getting plays out of Rashad Weaver. You know, they were looking for a type to fit with this veteran team. And I think Molden and the other guys that I just mentioned really embody that type of not just player, but human being.
A.J. Brown, 11 targets, 10 receptions, huge touchdown at a very critical moment in that game where you know, you had the flip of field twice on one play. Just a phenomenal performance by A.J. Brown yesterday.
Last 2.5 games, A.J. Brown, 29 targets, 25 catches. After catching 10 of 25 targets the first 4.5 games, I'd say he's turned it back around. And it's really exciting to see what he's doing right now, especially at this moment with the Titans obviously in a position that they're going to have to make some serious adjustments. And I know we're going to get into it. They're still going to run the ball.
Yeah.
But they're going to have guys make plays, more plays in the passing game. They're just going to have to, because the best running back in the league is out indefinitely. So to have AJ step up and do what he did and has been doing has been absolutely huge. I mean, just fantastic performance by AJ Brown.
You know what, Mike? The last time the Titans played the Colts, we said it's 2 different teams, and we walked away from it saying that if Tannehill played like this and the team as overall played like this, it would be hard to win another game like this. Well, Tannehill did play like that, but he was able to bounce back. What does that speak to as far as him being a guy that can bounce back from his mistakes, and even the defense giving him an opportunity to bounce back?
Well, it's funny, Ron, because that's where I was going to go. The difference in this game is the defense had 3 takeaways. They did not have 3 takeaways in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
The one extra takeaway ended up being the difference in the game. The one, the Kevin Byard interception.
Yep.
And I think it gave the Titans a chance to overcome the mistakes. He threw a bad ball on the first pass of the game. Bad pass, just no way to put it. And then the other pass was tipped. It wasn't necessarily a bad pass. It was a great play by Leonard again, and I wish he would go away. That kid can play.
Oh, man.
And you know what else, too? I interviewed him at the Senior Bowl. He is a delightful kid. He is just so much fun. And I really, really came away from that liking him, and I thought, man, it would be great if the Titans took him, and, of course, he goes to the Colts. So swell. We'll see him for the rest of our lives. But Tannehill's a player. Tannehill's a ball player.
Yeah.
He can miss, 3 in a row or whatever. He's going to keep shooting. He's going to keep scoring.
Mm-hmm.
He knows it's going to come back to him. He has confidence in his ability, and he has an understanding that a bad play, a negative moment is not the end of the world. And that also you've got to hold it in the road for the other fellas.
Right.
That's the other part of it, Ron, is that's what a leader does. I mean, he gets whomped on the second to last play of regulation and comes right back in.
Yeah.
Comes right back in. And I wondered about that because I wondered if you were the Colts and you won the toss, did it go through your mind to give the Titans the ball first because you're wondering if Tannehill can go?
Right.
You're wondering, did the 3 or 4 plays give him a second to kind of get himself back together? Just a random thought. You never kick the ball off in overtime. I get that. But I wondered about that after the fact that did they have a discussion at any point about, hey, their quarterback's dinged. Let's go the other way.
God, could you imagine if they did that, though, in the Titans score? I mean, could you imagine the backlash?
Well, and it's happened. Of course, could it be any worse than trying to throw a tight end screen from your end zone?
That was a bizarre play call.
Yeah.
Well, Frank Reich, to his credit, said it in his postgame. He got up in the postgame press conference and immediately said, bad call on my part.
Yeah.
God, that's tough.
It's just funny. Like, Wentz is very creative in what he throws out there sometimes. I mean, it's pretty amazing. Like,
when I watched the San Francisco game, and, there's all this talk about Wentz's, and Wentz's numbers had been good. He should have thrown 4 interceptions in the San Francisco game. I mean, he had 4 interceptions dropped.
Yeah.
And it's like, he has a tendency. I mean, there have always been quarterbacks that are going to give you a chance at certain moments. Do you catch it? Do you make the play? Do you take advantage of the plays? And I think Wentz is just going to always kind of be one of those guys. Doesn't mean they don't end up being good players. It's just it's like Tom Brady never makes a mistake, right? Certain guys never make a mistake. Brett Favre would give you a chance.
Right.
You couldn't always catch it because it was going 150 miles an hour.
Your colleague calls them piss missiles.
I've heard that.
Talking about Brett Favre. Mike Keith with us, voice of the Titans. All right, let's talk about it. So how does this team deal with the loss of Derrick Henry, the best non-quarterback playing football player, most dominant non-quarterback playing football player in the league?
Well, I think it generally means everything has to get better. In these situations where they come up, where you lose a player that can't be replaced, and he can't be. They're not. I mean, they're not going to find anybody as good as Derrick Henry right now because there isn't anybody. So it means your defense has to get better. It means your receivers have to get better. Your offensive line has to get better. Your quarterback has to get better. That's what historically teams do that are able to overcome these things. And it's such a big challenge because it takes so many people. But the defense is going to have to start giving up less than 24 points a game on average. The offense is going to have to score more touchdowns in the red zone or, do better on third down. I mean, you're going to be looking for a touchdown on special teams. You're going to look to be creative in certain ways. And then the other part of it too is you got to run it. You got to run it. This team is not built to be 5 wides. That's not who they are. That's not the style that they want to play with. That's not what they've drafted for. You draft and you sign people towards a style of play. And the Titans aren't the Kansas City Chiefs in terms of their personnel. I would contend that in certain areas of personnel, the Titans are better than the Kansas City Chiefs. But they're very different because they're designed in a different way. So you've got to find ways to run the football with whomever that may be.
And, Mike, that's what I think it falls on. I think it falls on the defense. I think it also falls on the offensive line to really, really have to get going. Like, you've been bailed out to a sense by Tannehill being tough and Derrick Henry being tough and getting tough yards. But now these guys, I mean, Tannehill's I'm not going to say a little punch drunk, but, man, he need to go to the corner to get a rest and let's get back out there and fight. He's been standing there taking some licks.
Yeah, I mean, he took some hits. I mean, I think what you're saying is true. I think, I don't think the offensive line had a great day yesterday in the run game, even though Derrick obviously wasn't his best. They've got to stay on the field. Still have not had one game where the 5 starters have played every snap.
Right.
Not one game. I mean, so they've got to keep them together, and hopefully Nate Davis can get back or Raiden steps in, however it goes. They've got to keep continuity. They've got to keep the pocket clean. They've got to find ways for guys to run who aren't Derrick Henry. And, it's what guys used to say who played offensive line in front of Steve McNair. They said they loved Steve McNair more than life itself because Steve McNair got them off the hook a lot. And Derrick Henry's a player that can make an offensive lineman look better and vice versa. It works both ways. So, they're going to have to be there and they're going to have to give more. It's going to take it from everywhere. I think for this ball club, a lot of it is going to come from the defense continuing to tighten, pardon the pun, and being able to get better the second half of the year. We see the signs. I mean, they only gave up 307 yards yesterday.
Yeah.
That was it. But the PIs, the 2 long PIs, led directly to 14 points. They've got to cut that stuff out. And unfortunately, they're playing the number 5 offense in the NFL with a quarterback who's averaging over 300 yards passing per game.
But and you look at this defense, they have the elite guys making plays. You got David Long, 40 solo tackles right there in the upper echelon of linebackers, tacklers, period. Danico and Big Jeff being disruptive as can be. Harold Landry tied for second in sacks with a guy that's getting paid the most in the NFL in TJ Watt. Then you got Kevin Byard right up there in picks. So, I mean, they got the guys in position to make plays and still with a patched up secondary. So, the ceiling is there.
And they're going to get Fulton back. They've gotten Hooker back, and that's a good thing. And hopefully he'll be able to stay on the field. And they're going to get Jayon Brown back, maybe as early as this week. They'll get Tier Tart back at some point in the defensive line. And again, Dupree continues to kind of come on, and you're excited about that. I think they can be significantly better in November, December, and January than certainly what they showed in September. But we've seen flashes, and hey, they didn't really get the ball driven on them much during the course of the ball game after the first quarter yesterday. If they can make it down in, down out, first down after first down, and not give up the big plays, either, run, pass, or penalty, they're a pretty stout unit that can do some things. And they're clearly better than they were a year ago, which was the number one thing we needed to see. They were not good last year, not good at all. If they can continue to rise, even just statistically towards the middle of the pack in the league, in a lot of these statistics, it's a big deal. The thing about the Titans, at one point they were -6 in turnover ratio on the year. Now they're back to 0. And that's because they now are up to 11 takeaways, and they've sort of stopped the bleeding to a certain extent on their own turnovers. So, there are some things turning the right way, but they're going to clearly need more of it.
Mike Vrabel Show coming up tonight, hosted by Mike Keith. We're looking forward to that one.
I am too. Make sure and send in your questions via Twitter, at Titans Radio. Tweet them to us. And we ask him every single one of them. We're not scared. I'm kind of scared, but I have to ask him.
Don't be scared, Mike.
You know what, Mike, on the way out.
Over.
On the way out, you know what Ron Slay's not scared of? Kentucky.
You're right. I definitely am not. That's right. And Mike, you'll hear that a lot if you're listening to the show, and it's not me.
Interesting game. Yeah,
it'll be an interesting slaughter.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Dawn's got this one this week, right?
Yes, he does.
I do. Hey, I'm super excited.
I just read that it's going to be a low of 27 Saturday night.
Jeez.
It has to be cold.
Welcome to Commonwealth.
Yes.
It's always cold in Kentucky in November.
Love it. Thank you, Mike. We'll be listening tonight, man.
Thanks, Mike.
I've broadcast so many games there. It's brutal.
Yeah.
See you, buddy. All right, Mike Keith on the Mark Spain Real Estate Hotline, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans.
27? Are you serious?
Yeah, 52 the high, 27 the low.
Jeez.
Game's at 6.
Go ahead.
Kentucky, man. That's just like the little weird place. It's like a little weird place. Little horses.
Little horses.
Oh, my gosh.
Those are called ponies.
Yeah, who cares?
Thoroughbreds.
Keeneland's done for the year already. It gets too cold in November.
What's the name of their field?
Kroger.
I never go there.
I go there all the time. I go there like literally every day.
I'm going to Publix.
We'll be right back.
Derrick Henry suffered a foot injury and is expected to miss 6 to 10 long weeks.
You know, I'm always hopeful if anybody can, I guess, come back, it would be Derrick.
So what does this mean for the rest of the season?
We're going to continue to run the ball with whoever's in there. We're going to run our offense.
And will King Henry be back for the playoffs?
I'm not going to put any expectations on any sort of timeline.
For the very latest, keep it to your flagship for Titans Radio and home for Derrick Henry.
golf ball at Jim Harbaugh.
Are you really comparing these two?
But instead, they go outside, they start turning over cars and kicking in windshields. And I've heard nothing about it except for a text from Davenport.
Oh, I've heard a lot about it.
Be honest, when things happen at Michigan State, nobody talks about them.
People better start talking about their freaking running back.
Man, he a monster.
Yeah, he is. Do
Sheesh.
you remember I saw
Transfer
him
down.
week 1, Friday at Northwestern, and was like, this kid's legit.
Yep.
How about this? Imagine if Wake Forest still had him.
They rolling
Imagine that. Because they're 8-0 right now.
Yes,
I told
they
you
are.
they'd be 8-0
Yes,
with
they
that
are.
schedule.
Because they don't play anybody.
I mean,
It's a good time to be halfway decent in the ACC.
That's crazy.
that is true. But they did. I mean, they beat Virginia. Now they've got their tough part of their schedule coming up. But imagine if they still had him. Sam Hartman threw for 600 yards the other day. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, that kid's legit. Although I will say this, last year when he was at Wake Forest, or COVID year, he opted in, opted out, opted in, kind of deserted his team. I mean, I'm sure there was a lot more to it, but
You do the
if
hokey
you're
pokey and you.
exactly, if you're opting out because you were worried about the virus, you're not opting in and out like that. You know what I mean? You're not skipping a week of practice and then saying, "Oh, okay, maybe I'll come back." If you're worried, you're worried.
Some other notes: Vanderbilt's now lost 18 consecutive SEC games. Moving on, Gary Patterson out at TCU.
No, that's going to get worse.
Yeah, it will. Florida hammered by Georgia.
Hold on. How about Gary Patterson out at TCU?
That's your guy.
Do you remember a couple of years ago, his name was one of the big names that Tennessee fans were pushing for the Tennessee job?
Ivan Manziel wrote a great piece about how he built the expectation level and then couldn't meet it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and he did meet it for a long time. And people talk about TCU because of what Gary Patterson did. He walks by his own statue used to, before they just pushed him out.
He still might. I don't know.
He
Grab a
probably
cup of
he just
coffee.
walked by his own statue on that damn campus
on the way out
with his box of stuff in the middle of a season because they just pushed him out.
Davenport's
He
fired
pushed
up.
it down. Yeah, I used to push that statue down.
Why do you not? I mean, why do you not have a conversation with him and say, "Hey, look, this is it. This is your last hoorah." Because, I mean, they should have offered him. Well, I think they did offer him, honestly. The step into administrative role. That was too high for me. Anyway, step into an administrative role.
I'm trying to get
at
things
the end
past
of the
Davenport
season.
into the garbage can, but she keeps rejecting my shivs.
Have rejected his trash at least 10
Get out of
times.
here. Florida hammered. They canceled all media this week. I told y'all, watch them get hammered by Georgia, and then Dan Mullen's going to lose his mind.
I mean, what a disaster.
They're going to hammer South Carolina. Just get ready for that.
Tennessee fans love this, don't they? To watch just this implosion going on at
Watch
Florida.
this. Watch this. Did you watch the entire Georgia-Florida game, even though it was a 30-point blowout?
Every single bit of it. That is correct. Yep.
There you go.
Yep, that's my
And
answer.
there you go.
And I had bets on other games and would not turn it.
Also, Kentucky lost 31-17. They scored it was 31-10 in the third quarter. Mississippi State handled them. And the Tennessee-Kentucky line has gone from 3 to 1.5 in the span of about 12 hours.
Didn't you want Kentucky to come in on a win, though?
No, I know. I don't care how they come in. Just come.
All right, well.
Yeah, and we just
me
want,
working the game,
ranked.
I wanted them to come in.
No, I wanted them ranked. I think they ranked, and that's perfect. That's perfect. That is perfect. Yeah. Yep. We got something for you, too.
I will say this. They could not handle the defensive pressure at all.
They couldn't handle that. Just imagine what the team that's leading the nation in tackles for loss going to do. After a bye week getting healthy, Hendo Cinco. Hendo Cinco.
How'd you
I
get
saw
that
Marty
nickname?
Smith was hanging out with Hendo Cinco.
Was it?
How'd
That's pretty
he
dope.
get that nickname?
He gave it to himself.
Self-proclaimed.
It's the best.
I love it. Tony in Nashville next up on 3HL, and there's two Tonys. One's in Nashville. Tony, what's up?
Hey, man. What's going on, fellas?
Nothing.
And
We're good.
Don.
Hi.
I got a couple things first off, man. First off, let's talk about the Derrick Henry thing. It's not to replace him, but if you're going to have somebody to push that guy, even though he's motivated himself, wouldn't you want it to be AP?
Oh, I'm intrigued as hell to see how this thing works.
Oh, yeah, man. You got it, because that guy came back off 2 knee surgeries, and he's still motivated to keep playing.
Yep.
So, yeah. And another thing is, hey, Slay.
Yeah.
Because suck your ass, I talked to one of my reps this weekend.
Yeah.
Kentucky going to take it.
There
They're
you
going to
go.
take the L.
Talk that talk. Talk that talk, Tony.
My boy, your boy, I heard it from his mouth, Javante Payton. My nephew is going to do them in this weekend.
There it
Look for
is. There it is. There it
Look for
is. I'm rolling with it.
31-12. They're not going to score a touchdown. It's going to be off field.
Hey, I tell them what, Tony. Make sure they don't wear no belts to this party. We'll pull them pants down and spank them good. Make it easy for us.
We're going to bring them the good old-fashioned leather belt, the strap with the razor blade strap.
That's right. Don't bring one. We'll bring our own.
Let's go. The razor blade strap.
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right, Tony.
Thank you, Tony. Javante Payton from right here in Nashville. Cassville.
Where'd he go to high school?
Hillsboro.
Thank you.
Where does Daddy go? His daddy with the pearl comb. Oh, there we go.
That was beautiful.
Will Rogers, by the way, check this stat line out against that Kentucky pass defense as we go to break. You ready? 36 of 39, 344 yards, and a touchdown.
Freaking Jekyll and Hyde.
Man.
36 of 39.
I mean, I watched him struggle against Memphis, and he just dominated on Saturday.
You watched a lot of weird things happen against Memphis.
Yeah.
I wanted to Hendo Cinco put a bib on while he was watching that game. Because I would have been slobbing all over myself. Just can't wait, salivating to get to Kentucky. Oh, I couldn't wait.
Oh, my gosh.
By the way,
Monday.
Tennessee's first game after Ron Slay went out with an injury. Beat Kentucky, right?
Beat Kentucky. That's right.
We'll be right back. King having surgery tomorrow. More news. They have made a roster move with regard to that deal. That's next. RHL 104.5 The Zone.
Buck Reising is at every Titans game and gives it to you straight each and every week.
This is an onion. We're going to peel it back layer by layer, piece by piece.
The Buck Reising Show. Tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
All right, final game of NFL Week 8. What do we have tonight? We've got Kansas City, New York. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because the game sucks.
No, it does. Okay, does that matter? Because I guarantee you it doesn't matter if the game stinks or not. You're still going to jump on wherever you bet. FanDuel Sportsbook is where you should be jumping on. You're still going to do it. You're still going to get involved in it. And FanDuel Sportsbook, listen to this. They're giving you more out of every play, a $10 risk-free bet every week. So who cares if the game stinks or not? All you have to do is bet a same-game parlay bet. 3 legs or more. If your bet doesn't win, FanDuel is going to pay you back up to $10. Hey, Kansas City's going to get back on track. Jump in, do it. Build your same-game parlay. Maybe go Kansas City money line there. Maybe you want to go Daniel Jones over rushing yards. Maybe under. Who knows? But just hop in, build it, and there's no feeling like nailing that same-game parlay bet. Lock in your bet today on FanDuel Sportsbook. Get up to $10 back if your bet does not win. Sign up on FanDuel Sportsbook with promo code DAWN, D-A-W-N, and then they know I sent you. 21 and older and present in Tennessee. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund $10. Restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Same game parlay available for multiple sports in all states on mobile web. Gambling problem? Call or text the Tennessee Red Line. That's 1-800-889-9789.
This is Tiki Barber with a CBS Sports Minute. The NFL has long prided itself on parity, the idea that on any given Sunday, any of its 32 teams can win. That's proving to be true in 2021, especially this past weekend when backup quarterbacks bested high-paid stars, like the Cowboys. Cooper Rush, starting for Dak Prescott, beat Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, or Trevor Siemian of the Saints, who took over for Jameis Winston when he tore his ACL. He somehow played better than the GOAT, Tom Brady, and the defending champion Buccaneers, and the Cincinnati Bengals, who last week we touted as one of the best teams, if not the best team in the AFC. Well, yesterday they lost to the bottom-feeding Jets and Mike White. What the heck is going on in the league? Chaos, calamity, confusion, especially for those looking at the lines. But at its core, it's exactly what the NFL has always wanted. Parity, with a heavy dose of some head-scratching performances. I'm Tiki Barber.
Hey, sports fans, are you ready to get in on a piece of the action? The only thing better than your football team winning is when you have some skin in the game.
This is Ultimate Vegas insider John Anthony, and if you're looking to cash in on tonight's big game, New York, Kansas City, I've got you covered. Documented 73% against the spread.
Call 1-800-244-5506. for my absolutely free side and total on the recorded message line. That's 1-800-244-5506. What are you waiting for? Get off the sideline. Call 1-800-244-5506 now. New York, Kansas City, side and total. Free on the recorded message line. Every touchdown and victory dance just got that much sweeter. But before you get in on the action, call 1-800-244-5506 or go to VegasScoresAndOdds.com. Sponsored by JFSR Group.
All right, home values here skyrocketing, which means right now is the best time to take some cash out of your home's equity. And if you want to do that, Loan Pronto is who you need to do it with. They can fast track your home refi and get you a check for 50, 60, 70 grand, maybe even more. If you call now, Loan Pronto can even pay your closing costs. It's super simple. I did it, so I know how easy it is. And you are able to walk away with a big check. Get cash out now. Pay off maybe some of those high-interest credit cards. Imagine being credit card and debt-free for the new year. You can also consolidate other loans that you might have. Maybe pay for some holiday expenses. Get those finances in great shape for 2022. Lots of people getting cash out of their equity now to fix up their home. Maybe a new kitchen, new bath, little outdoor area, something. Your home's value's way up. You might as well use it. Get a new mortgage rate with an APR in the 2s and access that equity while rates are still really low. Loan Pronto's refis can close in 2 weeks. The process is so easy. Call them now. Put the equity to use. You could even skip your next 2 house payments. 615-499-5780 is your number. That's 615-499-5780. LoanPronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval. Not all loans apply.
Your life, your hopes, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m. It's really none of our business, and it shouldn't be anyone else's. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Dierks Bentley. Beers on Me Tour 2022. Friday, February 25th, Bridgestone Arena. And he's bringing along special guests, Jordan Davis.
Titans with a treat at Lucas Oil Stadium.
There you go. That's the good news. Titans with a stranglehold on the division. Unfortunately, they just put King Henry on the IR. They did.
I know.
Injured reserve.
That was a crazy game. The Titans basically just suffocated the Colts. And then it's like, oh, yay, victory Monday. He's going to be okay, right? Whatever. And then it's like, wah, wah, wah.
Here's what the Titans did. The Titans won a game where the opposing team is sitting around the locker room going, how in the hell did we just lose that game?
Yeah. And usually, well, not usually, but it has been the Titans thinking that at times.
Yeah.
161 penalty yards, 2 interceptions. Derrick Henry, not much going. Obviously, we know why. When did that injury happen? Do we know?
Well, so there's a lot, obviously. There's a million people on Twitter that are pulling plays from early in the game, and because it's a play like right before apparently he had his shoe off and was like dealing with something with his foot. Who knows, right?
Yep.
If it happened that play, who knows if there was like
it's hard to
piece
tell
of
with
turf
him
or something.
Yo.
And, you don't know.
Was it a build up over the game? Like,
Right. Who knows?
Oh, and plus, like, a lot of people get this injury, this Jones fracture, due to overuse. So, like, it actually could have happened over time, and then something just tore the tendon.
Well, so hey, Hunk, number 7. We were taught.
You just totally Howard Stern that.
I did.
I want cut number 7.
Yes, I want cut number 7. Well, because if the injury did happen early in the game, that dude played on a freaking broken foot.
I'm not sure it wasn't play. I'm not sure it wasn't his second carry.
Right. And then he ended up with, what, 27 more after that? I can't remember.
26, that's when it's
26, yeah. So, anyway, Mike Vrabel was asked about that today. It basically, did Derrick Henry playing after his injury possibly make this worse?
Well, I think we've always done what's best for the player. I think that, there's some things that we never want to put a player in jeopardy to not be able to do his job or to make anything worse. So I don't think that that was the case yesterday, and then hopefully we can always avoid any of those situations.
I mean, how many times do Ramon talks about it a lot too, but we talk about protecting a player from himself.
Yeah.
And in the middle of a game, Derrick Henry is not coming out.
Right.
The reason why I said run number 2, and I'm going to go back and look at it again. I didn't get very far this morning in my rewatch, but he got rolled up on a little bit, and it's really hard to tell because he's so freaking tough and he's really stoic. Like there's no emotion
reaction,
at all.
Yeah.
Never too high, never too low kind of thing. And so he walks back to the huddle, and he had kind of a look on his face. Anyway, he watches the replay while they're calling the play, and then the next play he runs out into the flat, and it looked weird.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was wondering if it happened then.
That early.
And
maybe, obviously Vrabel saying if it was something that we thought would have been aggravated, then no. They wouldn't have let him
I'm not
play.
questioning that at all.
Yeah, no. But
because in a game
it
situation,
certainly could have, I guess built up pain-wise too.
Yeah, Derrick Henry, 28 carries,
Effectiveness.
68 yards, 2.4
28.
yards.
So he had 26 carries after that, if that was in fact when it happened. Yeah.
Also, the Titans obviously signed Adrian Peterson today, who is 36 years old. He'll be 37 in March. So all of this.
He's geriatric is what I call it.
Titans signed a geriatric running back. Go ahead.
I know. Somebody hit me on Twitter saying that I am dumb for saying that. But no, seriously. Like, when I had a baby, if you are over a certain age, they label you as geriatric.
Yes, and that's the medical profession.
Yes. So, at his age, he's flat out geriatric to be having a baby or playing running back on the football field.
Listen, if Adrian Peterson wanted to have a baby, he would have that damn baby. And he would do it better than anybody else.
I just hope. Well, I hope he doesn't, obviously.
Nobody covers sports like 3HL.
That's right. I just I hope that he can provide something at his age where he is health-wise, career-wise, all of that. Provide something to keep this offense churning.
I do
you
not
know he's not going to be Derrick.
Look, you can't replace Derrick Henry.
Nope.
There's no question.
Nope.
He is the best most impactful non-quarterback playing football player in the NFL.
And
There's
Adrian
no
Peterson's not going to be close.
No.
Everybody has to realize
But
that.
how do you
right?
do it? How do you get wins? That's so what does that formula look like? It's going to look a little bit different. Before we go further, even though Joe Hunk, I know he's listening to both things at once. Ron Slay is trying to battle the sun over here. He's got his Bill Dance Tennessee hat pulled way down.
You didn't even have to do it because at 5:20 it's going to be gone.
But he's still in the building.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. 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 I'm in the building.
Yeah.
So now you spread out the carries, Ron Slay, with Adrian Peterson and I mean Jeremy McNichols, all these. Maybe you throw it a little bit more.
Hey,
Maybe
you
you
know
incorporate the tight end a little bit more. Maybe A.J. Brown just goes absolutely nuts and has the best year of his life.
Could be. And you know what? You don't need him to come in here and replace Derrick Henry. You don't need nobody. Like, what you do need is when the time calls for it, and we need 4 or 5 yards, you have to be able to go and get it. Keep us in third and manageable.
Yeah.
Second,
can you get that 4 or 5 on first down?
That's all we need.
Can you get it on second
That's
down?
all we need. Keep the defense honest, man. And if that can happen, I tell you what. Listen here. Another person that can't be left out in this conversation is Todd Downing.
Yeah.
We get to see you. We get to see you. Like you said.
What you going to do now?
Hey, hello.
Like steps in as the OC,
Hello.
finally kind of figures it out,
Yeah.
gets it going. Okay, guess what? Your biggest weapon,
And
biggest
that's
piece is now gone.
Yep, that's what Mayor
And
said
now?
last week. It was like, man, it seems that he went a little bit back. He went back a little bit to what Arthur Smith's foundation was, his blueprint was.
Run game,
and it
play
was
action.
working. Yeah. Now you take that piece out.
Here's the other thing.
You got a cog missing. Now what?
You're gonna probably see more double high safety looks, right?
Yeah.
Like so that frees up a guy in the box.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that provides Jeremy McNichols with an opportunity to get 5, 6, 7 yards on first down. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm anxious to see what happens.
it's wide open. Do you see? The question is, do you see it against the Rams, or do you wait?
Listen, man. Rams are 7-1. That was going to be a tough game no matter what.
Anyway,
Saints just lost their quarterback. Texans are 1-7. Patriots will be tough in Foxborough.
Yep.
Jaguars at 1-6. Steelers at 4-3. 49ers at 3-4. Dolphins at 1-7. Texans at 1-7. That's the schedule.
That's a nice schedule, though. Bro.
So 6 to 10 weeks puts him out. If it's 6 weeks, he's back for the last 4. If it's 10 weeks, he's out for the regular season. So we'll see what happens. And then maybe come playoff time, you've got Derrick Henry and Adrian Peterson 1-2.
Hey, boy, you know what that look like? that right there is defense that say, hey, man, look, not today, dog. Not both of them.
One of them's a geriatric running back.
And then one of them's a younger version of himself.
Right. When we come back, Buck Reising, 3HL 104.5.
Buck.
Derrick Henry suffered a foot injury and is expected to miss 6 to 10 long weeks.
You know, I'm always hopeful if anybody can, I guess, come back, it would be Derrick.
So what does this mean for the rest of the season?
We're going to continue to run the ball with whoever's in there. We're going to run our offense.
And will King Henry be back for the playoffs?
I'm not going to put any expectations on any sort of timeline.
For the very latest, keep it to your flagship for Titans Radio and home for Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, touchdown! Titans!
104.5, The Zone.
What up, people? You know who it is. It's me, Ron Slay. I'm here to talk to you about getting a car. You know what? You got to go somewhere that's reliable. Somebody you can trust. You got to be able to depend on them. When you go in there, you don't want the people like nagging at you. Hey, man, come on over here and we got something to show. No, man, that's not what it's about, man. You see the inventory when you pull up. It's one of the best selections in Middle Tennessee and the biggest, may I add. And they sell more than anyone. When I say the selection is huge, I mean there's low mileage cars all over the lot. Over and over and over. Like, for real. I'm trying to tell you what it is. From the second I walked on the lot, it was different. I didn't have the sales team rushing to me. That was not a problem. Credit, you would wonder, how can I get this car? 30 banks. They got 30 different banks that you can work with. They're going to make it happen for their customers. Music City Autoplex, right where you need to go. 2430 Gallatin Pike or online at musiccityAutoplex.com. Come on, people, it's easy. Go get your car.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who
What's up? How are you, man?
I am doing okay. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of self-medicating going around. And you know, there was self-medicating happening after the Titans beat the Colts, and then a different kind of self-medication after, you know, they got the news this morning.
But let's start with the Buck Reising suit choice in Indianapolis. Dawn did not care for the shoes.
Well, why on earth do I care if Dawn cared for my shoes or not?
I'm just saying.
Shoes.
I'm just saying.
I thought they looked like house shoes. Like,
well, they are intended to look like house shoes. In fact, they're very comfortable, Dawn. That's lovely for a 16-hour workday.
Like, it's cold in Indy. You didn't have socks on?
I'm
Feet
from
sticking
Indiana.
out
That's
from
not cold. That's tropical. And I don't know why people don't understand the concept of no-show socks. Like, nobody actually goes around not wearing socks unless they're a disgusting human being. I had socks on.
I don't wear
thought
socks
about
with
taking
some
a
of my
picture
running
of my
shoes.
socks because so many people don't understand the concept of no-show socks. But I thought I'd spare the people on social media, you know, my feet pics.
Thank God. Hey, there's some weird people out there. Trust me. You don't want to put feed pics out.
You can make some money, Buck.
Yeah, you could make some money. I always got asked for used shoes, and yes, autographed used shoes. Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yes.
This is where we are. By the way,
anyway.
you made a return trip to Indianapolis. So did Colts fans confuse you with Andrew Luck?
I can't believe this is where we're starting when Derrick Henry is on injured reserve.
Well, I mean, we've got
nobody
time.
Confuse me for Andrew Luck.
Really? Like, nobody ever.
They should.
I mean, like, far away, you don't feel like you get, like, a second look or something?
I feel like I've told this story a million times. There was one kid at Indiana when I was doing student television for the IU dance marathon that raised money for Riley's Children's Hospital. This little girl came up. She wanted to take a picture. She thought I was Andrew Luck, and she came back 20 minutes later pissed because I wasn't Andrew Luck.
And you
she
didn't
thought
tell
that
her.
I was. So I ruined her day. This poor, sick little child that we're raising money for was angry at me because I'd wasted her time.
At Buck Reising on Twitter, on the Marks Bank Real Estate Hotline, 10 to 1, weekdays on 104.5 The Sun. All right, when did Derrick Henry break his foot? What happened?
In the first quarter of that game and from that press box in Indianapolis, which is just the worst. It's so high up. You can't see anything. And I used to make fun of all the old guys that bring their binoculars, and now I'm the one who needs visual aid because we barely noticed that he was on the sideline with the trainer. It's so far away, the opponent sideline in Indianapolis. And so it started to become a thing on that defensive drive where we're seeing Derrick on the sideline pacing with his helmet off, and then things kind of continue to transpire, and he comes back in. And I was watching the television copy back this morning, and nobody really seemed to make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
Other than to show those sideline shots because he was continuing to play. In fact, he took 20 more carries after breaking a bone in his foot, based on the timeline that we saw play out on television. So, you know, I figured once we were sitting in the post-game media availability room for probably like almost a half hour after A.J. Brown talked, waiting for Tannehill and waiting for Henry. Tannehill, like, hobbles to the podium after that half hour because it was taking him that long to physically get himself ready to come out and speak with us. And then when we're told Derrick Henry's going to take a rain check, I'm like, oh, this is not good. He's never – like, it's 5 minutes on a podium, and no matter how brutal a game he's just played, he's always there for that. It doesn't take but a second. So if he's not coming out here, something's wrong. And then I got a call last night that said, yeah, they fear he could be done for the season. It was one source at the time. I saw Adam Schefter's report this morning. I got a second source on it, was able to confirm that initial reporting. But then since then, he's had an MRI, and the ruling, according to Rappaport, is a Jones fracture, which has a potential timeline of 6 to 10 weeks, but don't tell Mike Vrabel that.
Yeah, they're not putting a timeline on it, Buck. We knew that was coming. All right, so how does this affect this team? How do they piece things together and try to win games now?
I mean, I low-key think they're going to be okay.
I do too, actually.
Weird.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because they are capable of winning games without Derrick overwhelming the opponent, right? Derrick Henry attracts attention. Derrick Henry allows for the play-action passing game. Derrick Henry provides for a lot of things, and you're going to have to make find some way to get defenses to fear or at least to have to pay attention to your running game. And a 36-year-old running back who was a Pro Bowler the same year that Mike Vrabel was in 2007 is not necessarily the key to making defenses fear you. But with A.J. Brown and Ryan Tannehill, they have been so spectacular. Now, if Tannehill's not right on, they're bleeped. Like, they're done.
Yeah.
There's no way that they can survive both of those things.
He did not look right, by the way.
No, not at all. And again, if you guys had seen what we saw in the post-game press conference, like, I would very much monitor that injury report for his status throughout the course of the week. It's too early to say, but I would think that is going to be a very questionable proposition. For the way that he was moving, I was shocked he played overtime, to be honest with you. But the defense is playing well. They can get pressure with 4. They're creating turnovers. They're causing stops. They had some dumb pass interference penalties on Byard and Hooker yesterday, but you almost never see a Mike Vrabel team have 161 yards in penalty yardage, 11 total penalties yesterday, some fair, some not fair, and on both sides, really. The officiating was trash for both teams in that game. But I think with the ability to get pressure with 4 and a competent quarterback and a stud wide receiver, I really think that they can survive this stretch and at least get 2 of those games against the AFC South opponents that they have remaining, 3 total. And with a three-game division lead, they're cruising at this point. Super Bowl is a different question, but, to make the postseason, I think they're really going to be fine.
Buck Reising with us on 3HL. Yeah, the Tannehill situation is the one, because when you start looking at this from a point spread perspective, we asked our guy Todd Furman today, Derrick Henry's worth 2.5 points on average, depending on what the game is. Ryan Tannehill and a lot of quarterbacks are worth more than that. 6, like Dak Prescott was worth 6.5 to 7 points.
Right.
So Tannehill not being available is a much different thing, even though we all love Derrick Henry.
Right. And this is, not to whack the beehive when Titan fans are already limping across the finish line, but this is where the MVP conversation devolves, right? How much more of an impact is a quarterback over a running back? And this is the perpetual question. It's why Titans fans get so frustrated with what Derrick Henry is able to do and the disrespect that they believe him to be paid. But, you cannot get anything. Derrick Henry could not get anything accomplished without competent quarterback play in front of him with Marcus Mariota. And so from that standpoint, you are on so much more rocky ground with a different quarterback than you are with, say, a running back or a wide receiver. It's just, it's the most important position across all of sports, not just in football. There is no question that he is far more important to the sustained success of this team than anybody else.
So we get
go ahead.
We get to see if Tannehill is that top 10 quarterback that some have him listed as, right?
I don't care about top 10. I don't care about top 15. I don't care about top 50, Slay. I care about whether he can survive and that they can get pressure and that they can get defense stops. It's not just on him.
Yeah.
And to look at that way is what it's going to happen a lot. And I understand that people are waiting for Tannehill to kind of show them something, which is stupid because he spent the last 3 years showing people stuff that he's completely and totally capable at this point. But you're right. There's going to be a lot more heavy lifting on his part. And frankly, I don't think anybody's under more pressure than this godforsaken offensive line, because that was tough yesterday. Watching Dylan Radins kind of sputter about, and I think that with Nate Davis potentially in concussion protocol, and I didn't think Roger Saffold played an overwhelmingly good game. I thought Taylor Lewan looked pretty solid, but it's been shaky all year long, right? And now nobody has to fear the running game, at least to this point. We'll see. We'll see whether 36-year-old Adrian Peterson can make a difference.
So I was asking my co-host here, my partners in crime, does this fall on Downing too? More so than just the offensive line and Tannehill having to get it right.
Yeah, listen, there's no question, because I saw this posed by Ben Solak, who's at the Ringer, one of the smarter minds as far as football scouting is concerned, and he was basically advocating for them to trade for a wide receiver instead of a running back, because there's not a running back that exists that can handle the volume of carries and the style of play that the Titans are accustomed to getting from Derrick. So he's basically arguing for them to fundamentally change their style of football halfway through the season.
Because you can't go 4 wide primarily with the way the roster is currently constructed.
No. I mean, you're talking about fundamentally altering your style of play in week 9, which is insanity. But there is going to be some kind of transition, for lack of a better term. I know Mike Vrabel said today he doesn't want to play a drop-back passing game against the Rams now that they've just traded for Von Miller and they have Aaron Donald and all of these things. But, I mean, you kind of don't have a choice. Like, what are you going to – you're not going to give the ball to Adrian Peterson 29 times. And if you do, you're in so much worse shape. So, yeah, Todd Downing has done well to kind of survive through the Julio Jones-less times and the A.J. Brown-less times and Taylor Lewan-less times. But now this is going to be a really, really difficult proposition because he is what makes them go.
Buck Reising with us. All right, so where are we on some of these injuries? Christian Fulton coming off IR. Do you anticipate him being ready, or are Titans fans still waiting there? What's going on with some of these? Jayon Brown, what's going on with some of these guys?
Yeah, Brown, Fulton is going to be interesting. I think that they will be able to bring him back sooner rather than later. He's obviously now available to be activated to the active roster. If not activated, to be designated to return to practice before he is then cleared to activate to the roster. They have a 21-way window with which to work in. And I think that they want to be cautious with him because that ankle situation that he was dealing with across a couple games, I really think, I think going back to the New York Jets, he had to come out of that game like 3 or 4 times and was clearly laboring. But they feel pretty good about the position that he's in. Jayon Brown, it becomes a lot more critical with Rashaan Evans unavailable. But honestly, I don't necessarily know that Jayon slots right in next to David Long. Like, they have set backups in this defensive system for those inside linebackers. It's why, for as much fun as I make of my buddy Will Compton, he was a legitimate asset because he could fill in for both guys. And you saw many people, presume myself included, that it would be Avery Williamson out there with David Long, and in fact, it was the rookie Monty Rice. So they're pretty defined roles, and David Long is in front of Jayon in that position in the defense. So I think the Jayon Brown situation is much more rotational, even when he returns to full health. But with that MCL sprain, I don't know that it's necessarily a certainty that you can expect him back this week.
Back to football. How surprising is it to you that the same team that lost to the Jets, and I get the Bengals just lost to them too, but the same team that lost to the Jets has reeled off these 3 wins, is the only AFC team with 6 wins. How surprised are you that they were able to put together this run?
It's a good question because, I was just as disaster scenario as everybody with the Jets game.
Yep.
But, you put that in perspective of the entire season and look how much different they look simply when AJ's out there, not even Julio full time, simply with AJ back out there. And you consider that Jets game that came down to overtime and a missed 49-yard field goal. So it not to make excuses for them, but it was damn close, and it almost ended in a tie, which doesn't make you feel any better about losing to the New York Jets. But I think you kind of understand now, with the benefit of perspective, how much better they are with just a few of those players off the injury report, if not, a handful of them. So I'm more surprised that they look this different with just AJ back in their passing game. I haven't had a chance to watch Jets Bengals back, but I'm sure it sounded like a disaster based on what I was seeing on Twitter. So I think there were some officiating issues going on in there as well.
Not again.
It was touchdown, tip ball, interception, touchdown, ball game. Yeah.
Spicy.
It's funny that the Jets have beaten the Bengals and the Titans, and going into this weekend, that's 2 of the top 3 in the AFC.
Well, yeah, and the Titans are sitting literally at the top of the conference, and that who would have said that at any point this season, really? I know we talked about legitimate Super Bowl contender, but to think that they are sitting at the top of the conference through 8 weeks, it seems unthinkable to me. And then, of course, you have you get the good with the bad with the devastating blow of Derrick Henry being put on injured reserve today.
Buck Reising, 10-1 weekdays on 104.5 The Zone. Thanks, Buck.
See you guys, and 10 deep breaths or 20 short ones. I don't know what your guys' Zone TV chat looks like, but mine I was considering calling like a help hotline, like a mental health hotline. It was getting a little toxic in there, so I hope everybody's doing okay. Stay strong.
Mental help for you or the Zone TV people?
Both.
Yes. All right, see you, buddy. All right, at Buck Reising, call it in on the Mark Spain Real Estate Hotline. When we come back, Tony and Kendall want to weigh in. We'll do that next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Derrick Henry suffered a foot injury and is expected to miss 6 to 10 long weeks.
I'm always hopeful if anybody can, I guess, come back, it would be Derrick.
So what does this mean for the rest of the season?
We're going to continue to run the ball with whoever's in there. We're going to run our offense.
And will King Henry be back for the playoffs?
I'm not going to put any expectations on any sort of timeline.
For the very latest, keep it to your flagship for Titans Radio and home for Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, touchdown!
104.5 The Zone.
Action247.com. That's where you need to go to get signed up and get to sports betting. Even if you are signed up with one of the nationwide services, make sure you include the local guys and check them out and use them and see what you think. And let me know what you think. Action247.com is the website. That's how you get signed up. The apps are up and running. That's the easiest way to get it done. So download the apps and you'll be off and running. And then let me know what your big picks are for the weekend. Again, I love Ole Miss minus the 10 against Liberty. I haven't really dove all the way in. I'm staying away from the Titans right now currently, but we'll let you know what's going on there. Also, Tennessee, money line at Kentucky, just to appease my buddy Ron Slay over here. I'm jumping all in on the car, in the car. Is OJ still in the car? OJ was in Buffalo. I don't know how that worked itself into this commercial, but there you go. Action247.com. He was taking pictures with people. Download the apps. Get signed up. The only local legal sportsbook in the state of Tennessee is Action247.com. And make sure if you have a gambling problem that you need to call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. This year, our average client saved over $350 a month with an easy rate reduction refinance. What would you do with an extra $350 a month? Buy a new car, pay down the credit cards, or possibly take the family on that much-needed vacation? We are locking loans in the twos. How much could you save? Let's find out today. Visit thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
I'd like to tell you about a new brake repair service I've been telling you about, and maybe you've heard me talking about newbrakes.com, nubrakes.com, or maybe you haven't. Either way, check them out online. New Brakes is a mobile brake repair service where they come to you to fix your brakes. We all have things to do and sports to watch, so let New Brakes send a certified brake tech wherever you are to fix your brakes. That saves you time, which is priceless to me. And that's not all. New Brakes is more affordable than getting your brakes fixed at a dealership or repair shop. They use premium brake parts, and they warranty all of their work, so you know it's always done right. And they're backed by thousands of 5-star reviews. Go see the website. This is really an incredible service that they provide. Newbrakes.com. That's nubrakes.com. Get an instant online quote. Choose your repair date. Then they come to you to fix your brakes. Convenience at its finest. Tell them you're a Zone listener and get 10% off. It's newbrakes.com. That's nubrakes.com.
Treating erectile dysfunction with acoustic wave therapy has been getting a lot of attention lately. But you should know that some are promising results we just haven't seen and charging a lot of money for the treatments as well. This is Kim for the Tennessee Men's Clinic. And if you're looking at acoustic wave therapy or any option to help your ED, you really should call us first. Unlike wave therapy-only clinics, the Tennessee Men's Clinic wave therapy protocols do use acoustic wave technology, but we also often combine it with other treatments that can give most of our patients far higher satisfaction rates. There is no surgery nor any type of invasive procedure required. And even better, depending on your treatment strategy and with our urologist and provider's guidance, you can likely have sex the day after your appointment. We even have other treatments that can help you last up to an hour. Plus, for a limited time, we're waiving our normal appointment charge, which includes a PSA and T test, and offering a free ultrasound, altogether nearly a $400 value, for free. So make an appointment today. Call 615-208-9090 or go to TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. Visit our website to learn more, including side effects, treatments, extra results vary.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Joey Kenwood through the Pro Way Podcast. Whether it's after a hard day at work or relaxing on the weekend, we all love kicking back and watching live sports. And it doesn't matter what sport you're watching. It's always fun to have a little action. I don't care if it's baseball, football, basketball, hockey, auto racing, or golf. It's just more exciting when you're part of the game. That's why I downloaded the WinBet app. Whether you're a recreational player like me or a serious handicapper, WinBet is your ticket to every exciting wager, from straight bets to parlays, teasers, or any exotic proposition wherever you can dream up. The app is easy to use, and everyone knows Win is one of the biggest and the best brands in the gaming industry. So get off the sidelines, get the app on Google Play or Apple Store today, and put yourself in the game. Win with WinBet. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee to bet. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789.
Mike Keith back with you. My good friend Gary Ashton recently told me that people walk up to him all the time and say, don't sell without the intel, because it's true. Now is a fantastic time to sell in Nashville, but you can't do it without the intel. And no one has better intel than the Gary Ashton team. Intel so you can sell your house without any showings or staging. Intel on where to find your next home so you can sell your current one while the market's hot. Intel that helps you win the buyer battle and cash in on your home equity now. Everyone else is getting the same information and competing for the same properties. GaryAshton.com gives you the edge with the best real estate intel in Nashville. Plus, the Gary Ashton team is the official real estate agent of the Tennessee Titans. Get the confidence to sell your home without the stress and with time to find your dream address by calling the Gary Ashton team with RE/MAX Advantage today at 615-301-1650 or by visiting GaryAshton.com. Remember, don't sell without the intel.
Choosing your child's education is important, and you can learn more about Brentwood Academy's Christ-centered, exceptional learning environment from students, parents, and faculty at BA's upcoming Admission Day, November 13th at 8 a.m. Register online at BrentwoodAcademy.com/start here.
From the Mark Spain Real Estate Traffic Center.
Crews continue to work on this wreck in Berry Hill. The right lane is blocked at I-440 eastbound right after I-65. And we still have an injury accident at Buena Vista Pike west of Trinity Lane. Also another injury crash in East Nashville at Douglas Avenue at Gallatin Pike. And another over on the
Get ready.
Go big or go home.
Our player guest will not be Adrian Peterson.
But he will be
No, because Adrian Peterson has a whole lot of studying that he is going to do. Like, study all day so that he can be out on the field and show the younger generation what all day does.
So the younger generation, what a geriatric running back will do.
That's right. We
say that out of all love.
It is. It's pure
all
love.
That guy's one of the most amazing athletes in the history of athletes.
By the way,
just phenomenal.
He really is. And the whole geriatric thing comes because I am an older mother, but I'm not freaking old. So if you're new to this show,
mother.
I have a 16-month-old little girl right now. And during my pregnancy, when I first went in, like, they put it right there on your chart, like geriatric.
See, why are you reading your chart?
Well, because I am all up in all of that, with my anxiety and all that. I'm like, what was that blood pressure? I'm going to need you to take that 10 more times just to double check and make sure the machine's working.
She's got medical apparatus is that plural for apparatus? Apparatus in her backpack.
I do. I travel with my temperature gun and my oxygenator.
How was your oxygen level in
my
Provo?
blood pressure? Oh, it went down.
Yeah.
It seriously went down.
Yeah. You and Mrs. Stanwyck.
I'm telling you, so I've now been to BYU twice to watch games, and it was South Florida and Virginia, and both of those teams in the first quarter were just sucking air.
I've said some very unintentionally
Yes, you
ridiculous things on the show.
Yes, you
I
have.
can't get past myself.
All right.
Let's go to Tony in California. Tony, what's up, man? How are you?
Cali.
I'm darn groovy.
Darn
groovy.
Yeah, it's a step above groovy. To Don's comment, I think a geriatric AD is better than any running back option available right now.
No question. Yeah.
All the toes serve as a balance for the body, right? So y'all need to discuss the differences between Eddie George's career-ending big toe injury and what Derrick is dealing with. That's what I'd like to know.
Interesting.
Nice.
By the
Tony,
way,
you do sound chill.
Thank you, Tony. Appreciate it.
I like his demeanor.
It's early out there with Tony, too.
Eddie George, who wore number 27, is 28th all time in rushing. Why couldn't he be 27th?
What was his?
I want it to be symmetrical.
What was
eliminate somebody?
I don't know.
By the way,
There you go. What number will Adrian Peterson wear? Do you know?
maybe 4 because he's 4 on the all-time list.
Ooh, 32 is available. I got too many sheets of paper over here.
You
What's
got a
going
lot
on?
over there.
So what?
I've got a really great stat that I want to share with the people.
about geriatric Adrian.
No, he's 450 yards away from number 4 all time, 3 all time,
3 all time.
What was
He's 4
Eddie's
now.
toe injury? I don't
I
remember
know-
that far back.
Was that the turf toe thing that he kept dealing with? I don't remember.
He got me on that one.
I don't remember the actual. I mean, was it? I'll have to look it up, or somebody hit me on Twitter. But
We'll look
because basically he was saying kind of what would be the difference.
There it is.
You got it. He basically was asking what would be the difference. I mean, this is something that they go in, they put a pin in.
Yeah.
Basically
Hold
to
it
be
all
able to
together.
stabilize it and actually fix it. Now, I don't know what Eddie's was. If that was, I mean, this is bone. This is basically a bone that is broken.
Yeah, and it's tough because I was reading about it. There's not much blood flow in there to circulate.
Which is what heals.
Yeah, so it takes a minute.
Yeah.
That's why. Let's see.
So that might be how it's different. Go ahead.
Adrian Peterson needs 450 yards to pass Barry Sanders, and he needs 1,181 yards. See, I have it for 4th all time. Is he already 4th?
Adrian is 4 right now. He's trying to go get 3, I believe.
Well, he needs to.
Pretty sure.
In the meantime, let's go to Kendallson.
Yeah, Kendallson.
So,
Danielson. Like Karate Kid 5, Kendallson.
Yes.
Kendall
Hi,
is in
Kendall.
Madison. Kendall, what's up?
Yeah, I'm actually at my son's soccer practice in Hendersonville, so I moved locations. But hey, let me tell you this. I know I'm talking to some Tennessee lovers. I know I am.
Well, one of
If
them.
this doesn't motivate, if it doesn't motivate you, what I'm about to say, then you're vaccinated with pickle juice. So Steve R. Smith just quoted a couple of hours ago that the Titans season is over. They're done. If that doesn't light a fire on you guys, I don't know what will, because to me, he just basically trashed our entire team. I said, hey, that's over. Season's over. McNichols, who? He was like, McNichols,
He sure did. He
Who's
messed his name
McNichols?
up 3 times. I was listening to it.
He
I
messed
just
it
listened
up
to
Were you listening this way?
Yep, I just listened
Check
to
it
it during
out.
the break.
So
I
check
was
it
saying
out.
the same exact thing. You echoed
Yeah.
exactly what I was thinking. Yep.
Slay dog.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's tighten up.
Hey man, I'm totally with him on when I was just listening to it. I'm like,
yeah, I saw you over there listening to
like,
something.
dude, what is like the entire season is just over? Like who is that saying? Like, what does that mean for the rest of the play? Like, oh, listen, Big Jeff, we love what you're doing, and people talking about you like Aaron Donald and everything, man. Listen, we don't come back out.
Hunk's got it. You got it? Look at Hunk.
Hit it.
Hit it.
Honk.
Just try. He said, I'll try.
Tight season's over.
There we go.
Let's call it what it is. This is their running game. Who the hell you gonna have running the ball now? Jeremy McNichols or whatever the hell his name is, the backup? I mean, that ain't gonna work. I think it's Jeremy McNichols. Yeah, it's Jeremy McNichols. I mean, please, come on now. This is Derrick Henry we talking about here. Fresh off a 2,000-yard season, en route to another 2,000-yard season, averaging 4.3 yards a carry, top 5 rusher, top 4 running attack in the National Football League, and he goes down. It is over. The Tennessee Titans, their season, as far as I'm concerned, is finished if this is true and he is out for the year.
Michael, do you like the Colts to catch them in the division now?
Well, listen, let me first hit on this Derrick Henry thing because, everybody always talk about, well, you go find somebody and they can find. No, you can't. First of all, there's certainly no one on the street that can do what Derrick. There's no one
all
in the
day
NFL,
would disagree.
if you go take the number one back off any other team that could do what Derrick Henry has done. So it is absolutely over for that football team.
Okay, and I think this came out before AD.
It did.
It must
But
have.
still.
But yeah, I want to know.
I mean,
what they
but
think
he's
now.
not wrong because if somebody's available at this point in the season,
Adrian Peterson is
there's
not Derrick Henry.
No, without question.
No. But
No,
can
but-
you?
but they
can
didn't
you-
even.
Serviceable.
Can you figure out different ways to move the ball down the field?
So.
I hope
That's the question. The question's not can you replace Derrick Henry. The question is can you figure out an offensive system that's not going to change a whole lot. We know that. But that is able to move the football and score points. Defense has got to be better. Defense has got to bring the point per game down. There's no doubt about that.
You know what could make a huge difference here?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
That and a healthy Julio Jones.
Yep.
Healthy Julio.
Come on, Julio.
Here we go.
What ignite that hamstring.
It's on deck.
What did Tiger say? Get him firing.
Get
What
him
did-
firing. Yeah. You
Oh,
gotta
your
get the
glutes.
hamstring. Yeah.
You got to fire your glutes.
Fire the hamstring.
D Webb
Fired
on
up.
We're all
YouTube.
over.
Steven Smith would know his season was over when Max Kellerman left the show. Nice. All right, Mike Vrabel show next. Stay tuned, people. Later.
Titans play here. 104.5 The Zone.
Your life, your hopes, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m. It's really none of our business, and it shouldn't be anyone else's. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Preparing to sell your home is stressful. Touch-ups, repairs, all to get your home looking its best. Hi, this is Mark Spain. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, there are no showings, no open houses, no stress, and no need to make costly repairs. Sell your home fast or choose when you want to move. We heard from Jim, one of our clients recently, and he said everything promised was delivered. There were no repairs, no showings, and no open houses. The entire guaranteed